everybody, and welcome to Good Morning Xbox. I am your host, Axel1324.
And I'm coolcatterri.
I'm Dreadpool.
And I'm Eternal Shaddai.
And we are all in the wrong area, so there we go. Got to fix it. There we go. Much better. Much better. All right. So, everybody, another week has gone by. We are 1 week away from Easter. And again, just a reminder to everybody, we will not be having an Easter episode of Good Morning Xbox as I will be in church. So, sorry about that, but just letting everybody know there will be no episode next week, starting with announcements.
We should do a live show from church.
Yeah. Yeah. My nephew got the role of Jesus. So, I'm going to go and support my nephew as he during the Easter play.
Cool.
So that's very cool. Shout out to him. Speaking of shout outs, let's check in with the iconic chat. Shout out to Doggy420. He says, "Good morning, Coolcatterri. Thank you so much for joining us, Doggy Dog. You are the real MVP. And hey, I hope you're sober. Didn't get too big of a headache after Friday, bro." That was such a fun episode. Your Wicked Hot says, hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Hey, thank you so much for joining us. Your Wicked Hot, you are the real MVP. It's Timoth version 2.0 says, "Good morning, Axel. Iconic video games. Doggy Dog, your Wicked Hot, and coolcatterri." Oh, the people that were here in the morning. Good morning. It's Timoth. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. Let's see who else we got. We got the Game Complainers joining us. Shout out to the Game Complainers. Thank you so much for joining us. You guys are the real MVPs. We appreciate you. Hopefully you're out of the hospital now, feeling much better.
Yes.
Let's see. We got Back from the Dead, who was at PAX East this week. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. He says, "Good morning, everyone." Good morning. And let's see. And he says, I don't know where he is, by the way. I think, where was PAX East?
PAX East, Boston.
Boston. Okay.
Yep.
So he's in Boston. He said, "Just did a DoorDash for breakfast. Got recommended to try a bakery here in Boston. My coworker and friend did not oversell the cannolis. So delicious."
Should have said it with a Boston accent, though.
I can't.
I just did the DoorDash. Oh, God.
Oh,
Let me see.
I just went into a different accent. Never mind.
I don't know.
Forget it.
I just did the DoorDash. No, I can't do it. I can't sound that dumb. Sorry. Sorry to you guys of the Northeast. I can't sound like that. I guess it's a hard to do accent. Shout out to Fastback who joins us. Thank you so much for joining us, Fastback. You are the real MVP. He says, "Good morning, Xbox." Good morning to you. Thank you. All right. And I think that's everybody. Oh, and the Game Complainer says, "I am our healing. I just healing up now. I should be in a couple of weeks." I hope you are, man. I hope you are. And let's see. And Doggy says, "Hello, I was smashed, dude. I couldn't help but laugh." If you watch the replay, Doggy, just look at me and Death Dealer and Zelda while you're talking. We couldn't help it, bro. You were so funny. You were so funny. Shout out to Doggy for always being an outgoing man. Guy should really be in show business. Other than that, guys, another week has gone by. Terry, Dragon's Dogma came out. Have you been playing? What have you been playing? Interesting.
Very,
Terry.
yep,
Interesting.
very
I
interesting.
wholeheartedly agree with you.
Riveting
Yep.
mute button you
Yeah.
got there.
Oh,
That indie
I
spotlight
was
better.
saying I have not had a chance to play it yet. So yeah, because I don't really buy too many games off the bat anymore unless I know for a fact. So this was one that I was renting, and so I haven't received it in the mail yet. Or maybe I have. It might be in my mailbox. I haven't bothered to check my mail in like 2 days. So it
Awesome.
might be outside. But
What have you been playing?
I don't know. Snow Runner. That's
Snow
pretty
Runner.
much it. Snow Runner. But yeah, I haven't been doing too much gaming. I've been super focused on starting my business, so gaming has been an afterthought. So
Yeah. All right. Well,
but
there you go.
I'm hoping to play Dragon's Dogma soon. Maybe I'll play it tomorrow if it's in my mailbox.
Yeah, I can't wait to try it one day. I'm still excited for it. But Dreadpool, what have you been playing this week?
you remember that game we talked about a while back? It was a collector's edition, something collection. Yeah, The Secret of Mana.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I sat down and started playing that a little bit. Had fun. The funny part was I was trying to play the Mario 35 and it just kept on disconnecting the controller I got.
It ended already.
Yeah, well, I was just trying to see what was, because I saw it there and I was like, oh, let me see what's going on. And every time it would just disconnect the controller. And you know what controller I was trying to connect to? I don't have it with me because it's over there. I got the mac and cheese
The mac and cheese controller.
But no issues with Secret of Mana. So obviously it's not the controller, it's the game itself because it's no longer supported.
Mhm.
It's a dead game. But the Secret of Mana, it played beautifully. So yeah, it was fun.
Which one are you playing?
The first one.
The Final Fantasy? Which
No,
one?
the first Secret of Mana, whatever.
The first name one. Okay, so the Secret of Mana.
The secret. Yes,
because the collection, the Mana collection, came with Final Fantasy Adventure on the Game Boy, the Secret of Mana.
I tried that one. So I did that one and the very next one, which I thought it was the Secret of Mana.
Let me see. What was it called? The Mana Collection.
Yeah. Like I said, I played the Final Fantasy one, and holy crap, that sucked. It's just
all right.
It was me against.
So it has the Final Fantasy Adventure, Secret of Mana, and Trials of Mana.
Secret, yeah, Secret.
Yeah, so you played Secret. Secret. I got a secret. Nice. And of course, Doggy Dog loves himself some Secret of Mana. Yes, he does. And shout out to Lost Boomer. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. Says afternoon panel and chat. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Let's see. Fastback says he's been playing Dead Island 2 and Lightyear Frontier, but thinking of getting Dragon's Dogma 2. I've heard good things about Lightyear Frontier. It didn't look great to me when I saw it on the trailer, but I've heard people talk it up that have played it. Let me know. Let us know, Fastback. Eternal Shaddai, what have you been playing?
I have been playing State of Decay 2 with a couple of friends.
Oh, that's so fun. Juggernaut Edition?
Yes.
What difficulty? What difficulty are you rolling?
I started standard.
Oh, wait with this man. Okay. Wait, which map did you choose?
because I never got the chance to beat it. So I'm like, let's go standard, and I'm probably going to go later on a little bit higher.
Are you doing the story, or are you just doing the survival?
I am doing the story.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had... we were playing 3 people. We were just going around doing the... whatever that's called, whatever plague it is. Mm-hmm. And it was a lot of fun. It's just that I never got the chance to finish it because there were some crazy bugs in there. So now that everything is updated,
love the bugs.
Yes, there are some crazy things, but now I'm just having fun. I'm like, wow, I can't believe I just let this one slide. Now
it's a good game.
No, it is, but that's if you have 3 more people with you.
It's definitely harder if you play by yourself.
Yes, I tried.
The difficulty is up there. So my friends and I, we played State of Decay many times. We played it for about a year. We were so into it.
Well, have you finished it though?
Oh yeah. We finished it. We played it before the story came out. It was just survival.
Mm-hmm.
It has a little story, but it has like the little stories too, like 2 individual stories. I think 3 individual stories now. Anyways, so we played the main story, the survival story, and we're like, let's go to the vendor. So we all jump in our car and we go to the vendor. And I don't know, I was driving, and so we had this thing where I was driving, another person does the GPS. He's like my navigation system, right? And I must have hit like the right bump rock on the road because it flung our car halfway across the map. We were laughing our butts off, by the way. We love those kinds of glitches. And it landed us right on a plague heart.
Mm-hmm.
Like it landed us right on it. Ooh. And we were playing on the higher, harder difficulty. Oh my God. To say we lost that game is an understatement.
Ooh. So if that was Redfall, that's a bad thing. But because it's not Redfall, it's a good thing.
What are you talking about?
Got it.
Oh.
You mean
sorry that the bugs
across the map?
That the bugs glitches. Only enhanced the game, not made it boring. And there were probably
that's
more
fine. Red of Decay.
Decay 2 than there was in Redfall. That's what
you could call it. You could call it Red of Decay.
Red of Decay. So I haven't been playing much, as you can see. The packing is coming along. I've been doing a lot of packing, getting ready for the move here in a few months. And so I've only been playing on my mobile phone as I packed up most of my Xbox stuff yesterday. My Series X is still connected. And I kept like 5 games unpacked that I want to see if I want to try them. Of course, I still have Game Pass, but now it's just a matter of time. Like, a lot of my free time is being spent putting stuff into boxes. So I haven't played much. I played I played Wild Rift, League of Legends. Got my butt handed to me and I had some pretty bad teammates and I couldn't carry them. Yeah, when I do 60% of the damage in a 5-person team in a team fight game, that's that I'm trying to carry, but I couldn't. And then just playing some Halo Wars and that's it. Not really playing much of anything. I played some more Pal World. That was fun too. I found some new pals and I'm putting them to work now in my Pal bed and breakfast. Yeah, that's what it is. So yeah, fun times. All right, let's check in with the chat. Let's see. Shout out to Sappho. Thank you so much for joining us, Sappho. You are the real MVP. We appreciate you. Hey, he says, hey, Timmy and Dread. Lost Boomer says he picked up Secret of Mama for $10. I'm going to assume he means Secret of Mana for $10 for 10 euros. That's good. Lost Boomer said he's been playing Vigor, Dying Light 2, Rogue Company, and High Water. Never heard of High Water.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one.
Yeah. Mana Light Your Frontiers, a beautiful open world to explore. Grinding is easy with mech runes to discover. There's a mystery to solve. A fun, chill game. There you go. That's the quick from Fastback. And Dan, the man Cunningham, joins us. He says, hey, all. How's everybody doing today? Hey, thank you so much for joining us, Dan, the man Cunningham. We appreciate you. All right, let's get right into it. So we're just going to start off with some announcements. If you guys haven't known, you do now. The Xbox Rewards is changing. The app is changing. So what they're changing is now instead of the rewards being built into the Xbox app, it's going to have its own app. The Rewards Hub is your central location for all rewards with Xbox-related activity offers. Visit the hub on your Xbox console, Xbox app for mobile, and the Xbox app for Windows PC, and find the Rewards Hub directory in your profile page. Complete availability activities and claim your points. Start earning. So it is now changing to a hub instead of just being an overlay, I guess, as it used to be. It was kind of like just existing on there. Now it's going to have its own dedicated hub, maybe to make redeeming easier. We'll see. Shop and Earn, you're still going to do this. As you level up, you get 20 points per dollar spent on qualifying digital purchases at the Microsoft Store. But that Shop and Earn for 20 points per dollar is for Xbox Ultimate members, Game Pass Ultimate members. If you don't have Xbox Game Pass subscription, I think it's at 1 point per dollar. So the 20 points is a perk for people who are Xbox Ultimate subscribers. And in case you're wondering, how many points can you earn? If you're level 1, you earn 1 point per dollar. If you're level 2, you earn 10 points per dollar. And if you're level 2 with active Game Pass Ultimate or Xbox Live Gold, you earn 20 points per dollar spent. So to be level 2, you have to do so many streaks in a row. And then you also have to be an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. So it's rewarding those people that are already very much into it even more. Because it used to be only 10 points. This is the maximum. So now there's a new maximum. So that's kind of cool, right, everybody? Yeah. What's eligible for points is movies, TV shows, games, on-demand titles for Xbox Ones, arcade and indie games, game add-ons, season passes, and a variety of apps. And of course, there's lots of little disclaimers here. So there you go. And points will be rewarded after 48 points. Okay. Your turn-in quest, obviously, rewarded for your purchases. You start earning 1 point per dollar spent on qualifying digital purchases as the Microsoft Store is level 1 and may get up to 20 points as you progress. So turning in quest, before it just used to happen naturally where a long time ago, I'm going to say even before this, where if you did an Xbox Quest, it just automatically redeemed it. Now you have to go in there and physically redeem it now in the hub, which kind of sucks. But hey, it is what it is.
I had to physically redeem it.
Sorry, not physically submit your points.
Yeah, I had to do that before.
Oh, as I said, a long time ago, you didn't have to do that. It just counted.
Yeah, well, for the past few years, you had to turn in the quests.
So if you use the mobile app, it's still going to be the same as it is the Xbox app on your app. They keep switching it. It's annoying to me because they keep switching it between the Xbox app and the Game Pass app. So I hope that now it stays on the Xbox app. So that's kind of cool, I guess, a little bit there. And earn more Microsoft reward points. You get to earn more by playing certain games, searching on Bing, and shopping at Microsoft Store to accrue your points. Now, Doggy Dog noticed the other day that they raised the points of gift cards. Saw that one coming. Yeah. So the price of items is going up for redemption. And that is it. Now, one important thing to do here is, do points expire? Yes, your Microsoft Rewards points will expire if there are no earnings or redemption activities within 18 months. So I guess just keep playing.
And nothing's changed. That's always been there.
Yes. How do I level up? Earn and keep level 2 status by reaching 500 Microsoft Reward points each month, no matter how you earn them. So 500. Wow, that's more than before.
That's the big change.
Yeah, that's way more than before. I think before you got level 2 by getting like 50 or something like that. I mean, because I remember it was almost effortless to reach level 2.
You never had to think about it. It was that easy.
So if you want to be a level 2 and earn 20 points, you gotta be $500 points a month, or reward points a month. So you better start redeeming those points, everybody.
Aren't you happy we redeemed them recently? The last time we brought this up, like, that's a good thing we cashed in.
Haven't.
Yeah, because you were gonna lose it or something.
Yeah, we cashed in.
Yeah.
You thought you were gonna lose it, but you're just gonna lose some value, it looks like. So
yeah. So now the old rewards app on consoles will shut down in April. So the hub will go live on April. So seeing as there's no episode next week, I'm telling you guys this week. Next week, this is the last week with the old app, and it's now moving over to a hub. So that is the big announcement as well. So yeah, are you a Microsoft Point Power user, Terry?
I mean, I do it, but like I don't really go out of my way to do it anymore like I used to. Like, I don't go in for streaks anymore. I'm not trying to play specific games like they ask. Like, I'm not doing none of that nonsense anymore. Pretty much I earn all my points just from web searching on Bing, and buying games. That's about it now.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'm level 2. I should check. I should check. Let me see. Let me go to my Xbox app. Should I or do you do Microsoft Reward points? Are you a power user?
Okay, all the time. The last time, I think, man, my highest was like 33,000 or something like that. But is it gonna be all in one? I know you kind of said something about mobile and all that. Sometimes for some other people, it's like too much work. Why do they need to do surveys? That's dumb. It's less money.
Now it's going to be a hub, so maybe you don't need to download the Bing app anymore. Maybe you won't need to log into Microsoft and do the surveys anymore. Who knows? Who knows?
I'm currently a level 2. So
how do I check what my level is? I don't see it.
I think you have to do it on PC because I don't see it here either.
I got to sign in, but then if I sign in, people will see it. Hold on, let me.
Oh, turn it all off.
Yeah,
turn. So there's level 1, there's level 2, then there's level 2 plus Game Pass Ultimate. So I guess I'm in level 2 Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah. Most of us are.
Let's see. Streak count is 0. Hold on, let me see. Well, where's my status? Here we go. Status. I am a level 2. Nice.
So you would be technically a level 2 plus.
I would technically be a level 2 plus. Does it say that you're level 2 plus?
Well, if you're on Ultimate, you would be.
Mine does.
Mine just says level 2. It doesn't say level 2 plus.
Oh, apparently you.
But I am an Xbox Ultimate subscriber. Yeah, this is the right account.
I don't know what you did.
Well, if you look at it on the phone, you have a weekly bonus. So if you do your weekly check-in, resets every Monday, and that's 500 right there. So it's an easy goal to still meet. It's just when you look at the app, your what was it? What was the game? Jewel used to be like 50 points or something like that, 30 points.
Yeah, 30 points.
Yeah, now it's 5. Playing on PC used to be 50. Now it's 20. But it's actually been 20 for a while.
And if I'm not mistaken, if there's like some type of holiday, sometimes they give you some extra on those days.
Yeah.
All right. So overall, we think that this isn't going to affect too many people in a negative way, but it's just that the prices of the rewards is going up, as in you need more points.
So that means more effort.
More effort.
compared to doing more just to gain less.
I'll tell you what, all that effort that I put in to get that Series X for free, I'm exhausted. I haven't really, ever since we left in November, I have not even put in as much effort into doing any of this stuff. So everything I've had so far is just naturally not point hunting. You know what I mean? So
I thought you were gonna say you gave up after so many efforts.
Well, dude, I mean, think about it. Since before the series release, I've been like dedicated to getting as many points as I could. And when they announced it, I was like even more hardcore dedicated, and I ended up paying $200 for my first Series X. Right, so that's saving $300 plus. I had $315 in points, so that's not too bad. And then starting fresh from that time up until November, well, just before November of last year, having enough to order 100% free, just using points. Think about that. That's just like hardcore doing all that.
So the question is, what's your next goal for this one then? Since
mine has always been the $100 gift card.
My next goal is to clear my mind.
Okay, so I have a redemption history. The only thing I've ever redeemed from Xbox points has been a Batman poster.
Oh, wow.
That's it. So I'm not a points user. I did want the $100 gift card, which I think was set like at 75,000 or something like that, and now it's at like 90,000.
But no, it's been 91,000 for $100.
Yeah, I'm never gonna get there.
No, but are they gonna implement the stuff that they have right now? That if you put it as a auto redeem, you get supposedly the discount. Like if you,
that's a good question. We'll have to find out in April. Let us know. Should I?
There's a thing about that too. I also haven't paid for Game Pass in a while because they've just been pulling it out of my points.
Yeah. Oh, so there you go. See, $100 used to be 91,000. It's 95,000 now, according to Doggy. So yeah, prices are going up. Inflation. Baby, inflation.
I was gonna say even for free points,
gameflation, everybody, gameflation.
Freeflation.
That's right, freeflation. Let's see. The game complainer says I got all the Game Gear stuff at Dreadpool, but still recovering, so I can't install the new IPS screens to do the recap on the motherboard. Wow. Okay. Cool. Classic stuff. Let's see. Fastback says as long as I can get my Xbox gift cards, yes. Let's see. They raised it by 4,000 points. That's why I redeemed all my points a few months back. Yeah, we said that. Everybody should do it. And Safo says he hasn't redeemed any points so far. Yeah,
wait, how much is the
$100 gift card?
How much is per week? It used to be what, like $5 per week? Something like that?
I don't know. I used to do everything. I haven't really, like I said, I haven't been paying attention. Plus, they've changed the app on the console, the way it's formatted, like several times since I stopped.
That's true.
So maybe the hub is going to take care of all that. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. Right. I mean, it shows in your Microsoft points. It's all interconnected. The hub, I just think maybe it'll make it easier. I don't see how much easier it is than it was before. So
the The only way that you could get easier, higher points is if you buy games. That's the only time you get higher points than anything
if you
else.
buy digital.
Yeah.
I just spent $2.
That or
Actually, I just spent $1.08.
That's true. That you know what?
So I
That
should
or
have
a
got 20
credit card.
points, right?
Get those
Yeah,
credit
Spend
cards.
$1.08, right?
The question is it the same amount of points? Are you gonna gain the same amount of points if you spend, let's say, $2 compared to a 70?
Mm-mm.
If,
Who knows?
Instead of $1 a point, it's 20 points per dollar.
Per dollar.
So you get 20 points or 140 points.
for if you buy a game.
Yeah, if you buy a $70 game. Well, actually, wait a second.
No, because that's
I
what I'm
don't
saying.
think I
When
just
you buy,
math right.
yeah, because I'm like, when
No,
you
if
buy a
you-
brand new game, you get, or any game, you do get a lot of points for it.
Yeah, you would get let's see, 70. So you get 1,400 points
Mm-hmm. That's
for
true.
a $70 game.
But that means even if it's worth $2, you still get the same amount of points.
No, whatever you pay.
Okay.
If you bought it for $2, then you get $2 or you get 40 points.
I'm gonna redeem it. I'm gonna redeem it every single time that I reach $2.
No, you're only getting $2 worth, which is 40 points. You're not going to get the 14,000 or 1,400 points.
See, that's what I was trying to say. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So if it's cheaper, you only get $2.
Yeah,
70 bucks,
you're only getting it for what you spend. It's not for what it was worth originally.
I call it blasphemy on that one, because I could bundle it up to whatever. I could get 7 games for $2 a piece.
What I think is funny is if you buy it with the points you got to get points.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Let's move right along. So that was the rewards points. Let's move on to the next announcement. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Xbox News for Koreans translated some stuff. Says, under the laws in Korea, all electronic devices in Korea must be certified by the National Radio Research Agency that there is no risk of harming the radio wave environment without getting certified. You cannot use a device in Korea. So with that, we have that a new Xbox was certified, a new dev Xbox. And so VGC further notes, this is from VGC, how it's been manufactured in China and Vietnam and carries model number 2089. The interesting part is that the Xbox Series X development kit featuring model 1881 was certified by this same agency just 5 months before its official look back in November 2020. So we don't know what this could be. They don't say it. It's just a new device, model number 2089. Could it be a mobile device? Could it be the adorably digital Xbox Series X? Or could it be the next dev kit? Now, remember, Sarah Bond did say new Xbox hardware this holiday. If you recall, if you remember during the announcement, there she did say that. So let me share this one instead. This one's fine. All right, so guys, what do you think, Terry? What are you betting it is? What are you hoping it is?
It's probably no. I think it's probably them just doing what they said they were going to do, where they were going to have the digital Series X. It's probably just going to be that, because they already had talked about potentially doing that already, and we've talked about it before. So it's probably just that. That's all I think it is.
Do you need a new dev kit for that? Because I mean, it's just the Series X.
We talked about it in depth. They were changing some stuff, not a lot, but they were changing some stuff. So I don't know.
But
then again,
oh yeah, that's
I don't know.
Maybe
I don't know all the regulations for other countries. So
could it be for that new controller?
Maybe.
Because they were also doing a new controller, if you guys recall.
With the
so maybe the new Xbox is to be compatible with the new controller.
No, it's for my toaster.
It's for your toaster.
It's for my
Xbox
Xbox toaster. Yep.
To,
Yep, that's
to
what it
brown both corners better.
it's my Xbox toaster. No, I think it might just be the old digital X. I think that's all it is. Nothing special.
Isn't that special?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that special? Yes. Dreadpool, what do you think it's for? What are you hoping it's for? Not what do you think? What are you hoping it's for?
What I think and hoping are the same thing.
Yes.
That's what I'm thinking. And I think everything just froze up on me.
Yeah, you are frozen.
Oh boy.
But I can hear you. There you go. Unfrozen. No.
Unfrozen.
No,
there we go.
Just twitched.
It was weird when he smiled.
Your frame rates are down.
It was weird watching Dreadpool smile.
Well, Dreadpool takes care of his technical woes. Shaddai, what are you thinking and hoping it's for?
There's a couple of things that I have in mind. First, remember, I think Phil Spencer feels that they don't need a pro on the system.
Yep, I hope they don't.
So I think that's not it. But I do believe, and I'm gonna follow by what Sarah Bond said, a major leap. So this is more like a heads up for the new console that they're working on. For that major,
could be the next Xbox, yeah.
Right. So I think this is what I think it is. It's more for the next one, since they're not gonna have any pro. Even though if they have the digital, they don't need to announce this, because it reminds me of this when they did it with the Scorpio. They didn't change anything, it's just the 4K and same price. So if they're gonna go for the digital, nothing's gonna change. It's just probably gonna give you another option for digital for the same price, $500. That's pretty much it. And like I said, I believe this is for the new console. They're trying to working on it. We usually get one of these. Sometimes it's in South Korea, sometimes it's in Australia. So yeah, I think this is more for the next console. They say what, 2026? Somewhere around.
Well, that's the rumors. That's the rumors.
So let's go for that. So if they do it now, so they got 2 more years to working on it. So I think this is more for the next console. No handheld. It's kind of for me too late to release a handheld right now, since there's so many of them. But that's more for the next console, I think.
All right. And Dreadpool is over there busting a move. What are you hoping this is for?
Don't smile. Don't smile, because you're gonna get stuck like that.
All right. So here's what I think it is. I accidentally dropped the link in a direct message to Axel. I don't know why, but it should have been in the one for Good Morning Xbox. So I went ahead and posted it there for you guys to check it out later. But Paris had posted something, and Jess had kind of agreed upon it.
Someone else, yeah.
And then Paris, the one I just dropped for you guys, Paris had started talking about so much about Xbox handheld, but this vid is from Gary Golum. Why the Series X could be the template from making this possible. He does break it down, and we've all been hearing these rumors, that they're going, but he breaks it down that the Series S is actually a intentional.
Yeah.
So devs are going to make it, and the Series S can be the portable version of the X. They'll just break it down even smaller. So this could be for that reason. If you think about it, with the wireless stuff, maybe there's something there. And he did this a year ago. This video is a year old, and here we are talking about it now. And this is before, when he did the first breakdown was before the Steam Deck came out. And you're looking at it, it's possible. There is a thing there. So maybe this is the new hardware that Sarah Bond was talking about.
Yeah.
Not just the controller, because hardware could be multiple. You don't say hardwares, you say hardware. So when it comes to that,
Yeah.
I think this is what it's going to be, that it's possible that we're going to see a handheld Series S.
Dreadpool, what was the guy's name that you said last name?
Golem.
So there you go. The
I-
Xbox Precious.
The Xbox Precious.
We got the name.
It's
I can't
spelled
go
differently.
anywhere without my precious Xbox.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Precious.
Totally spelled differently.
All right, but it's pronounced the same thing.
Yeah. So anyway, but that's what I'm thinking it is, and I would be hopeful for that. Again, I'm not a portable gamer per se, but I played Jusant while I was in Hawaii on my phone, and even though that was a good experience, I had more fun with the Switch. So, and that was even docked, and I usually play docked when I play on the Switch. But like last night, I was playing Secret of Mana, and that was on the couch with the Switch sitting next to me, hooked up to the mac and cheese controller, not to the TV. So again, I will play that once in a while. I just don't like using the Joy-Cons on the side of it. It does not feel natural to me. So I have to shift over. So for something like that, I would definitely buy it. And as Sapo says, it would definitely help in other countries for the thing. And that's what I think. The portability, hooking up to the base. If you have a base console, I think the base console should do the upgrade for visuals and maybe some added CPU power. So I think it needs to have like a tandem thing where it's not just off the handheld, but the base also boosts the power. But we'll see what happens. We'll see if it's just another Switch. Maybe the Switch 2 will do the same thing that I'm talking about, where handheld mode, it's just, save battery. And once you hook it up to the base, it boosts the power. Maybe that's the next direction we're going to see these things go.
Yeah. I'm hoping that DevKit 2089 is personally, I'm hoping it's an Xbox handheld. I could care less about an all digital Series X. I'm not going to get rid of my Series X for a digital one, especially mine because it's a Halo Collector's Edition. So definitely not going anywhere. And I don't want to buy a Pro because the games just haven't shown me that the Pro that they're suffering because of underpowered. They're suffering due to optimization more than anything. And I say that because a lot of games launch in terrible state and eventually are in fantastic state. That just tells me optimization is the problem, not the hardware.
Correct.
So, and there's really no big leap in gaming. Like, what is more pixels and high resolution going to do? You're not going to experience games in a new way. It's not going to change the AI. It's not going to suddenly, I don't know, change your input controller to another Kinect, which was awesome. Should come back, by the way. But it's I just don't see the purpose of the Pro. So I'm definitely hoping that it's for an Xbox handheld. A lot of people have said that an Xbox Series S seems pretty perfect, that power for a handheld. But I know that some actual hardware guys have said it's not that easy to shrink it down hand size with cooling. Cooling is an issue when you throw that much power in. So maybe now that the new NVIDIA cards are out and the new AMD cards are out, maybe now they have the tech to push that 4 teraflops down into handheld mode. But I remember at the time they just said it just wasn't possible. It's as small as it can be with proper cooling. So we'll see what happens with the Xbox handheld. I'm certainly hopeful that it's there.
I'm ready for the Xbox Precious.
The Xbox Precious, yes.
Gonna be the toaster. I'm telling you.
The Precious toaster. I'll
better
take
to
it.
be called the toaster than the potato.
Air cooled.
That's right. Air cooled. You got to be driving 60 miles an hour to get the air wind to blow through it. Let's see. Fastback says, I would buy a diskless Series X. Shout out to Jacob Novick. Thanks so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. He says, "Hi, I'm sick and have been this whole week, but I feel much better. By the way, ordered a PS5 Slim after selling my PS5 6 months ago. The PS5 is just too big in my opinion, and the side plates who stick up is annoying.
That's true.
It is massive. I agree, but I'm not ordering the Slim as I don't feel like getting rid of my stand. I'm just saying. Feels like I won't be sick tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday, man. You got to be sick for work." I'm just kidding. Sappho said, Dreadpool already said this, that the handheld could really help them in Japan. And that he is really hopeful for a handheld. Yeah. And the potato that's performing better than a PS5. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes. But Terry, we had asked the chat what they hope DevKit 2089 is. What did they say?
All right. Ooh, we got a lot of ties in here. We got 28% that it's the Series X Pro, 28% that it's a handheld, 28% said it's nothing. They just filed the thing for nothing. Okay. And 14% for the digital Series X.
I put nothing.
Okay, well, that takes care of that.
They're just paying money to register nothing there, should I?
Like I said, within 2 years for a new console. That's why nothing for 2 years.
Well, again, why would you? I question the Pro, even with the PlayStation side. Why would you put something out for 2 years, and then you're going to have to come out with the next generation? If we're already not utilizing the hardware properly, we're not, because usually by the end of the generation, we're milking every ounce of power out of those consoles. We haven't even done that yet, and that we haven't even touched it yet. So why would we do that with the Pro? Again, with my reasoning for the handheld version of it, screen's smaller. You don't have to worry about it pushing as much. But again, when you're doing that, wait, didn't somebody else do that? Oh, that's right. Sega did that when they launched the Sega Saturn, and then they said, "Oh, scrap that. We got the Dreamcast."
He's creating fire.
What happened?
Then they went broke.
Just saying.
Right? Nothing to see here.
It was mixed messaging because they already had the 32X, and everything was good there. And then the Saturn came out, and it only lasted a couple of years before they came out with the Dreamcast. So what was the point? This feels like another one of those poorly made decisions to be the first in the power area, but yet you're going to abandon it right away. And you already know they're going to abandon it. So why even put out the Pro on the PlayStation side? Why even bother? And why would Xbox bother doing that? I could see them putting out the next generation. If the next generation also shows you where your handheld could be, you're good to go. But to each their own, Yeah.
And Fastback has a point here. A handheld would be great for young gamers who prefer mobile gaming. Yeah, I can't tell you how many of my nieces and nephews at family gatherings, even though they play with each other, when they're tired and they sit down, they all grab their Switches. Every single last one of them.
Yeah.
Either grab their phone or their Switch. An Xbox handheld, you got to target those young gamers because we are the old guard, probably not Shaddai or Terry as they are younger. But me and Dreadpool are the old guard.
Oh, believe me.
We are not targeted anymore.
This is my kid's Switch. Even though they took this thing out, but this is my kid's Switch. They love the Switch. Like literally, they love the Switch.
Oh yeah.
I'm younger, but I'm not that young. Okay, like come on.
Look here, kiddo. Okay. But I want your opinion. No, I'm
closing in on 40. I'm closing in.
Terry brought this up. Yeah, the younger generation, former Xbox box Peter says Gen Z may reject new consoles in favor of smartphones and PCs.
Yes.
And that just goes into it. Here we go. Microsoft obviously didn't want to stop making new Xboxes, but a lot has changed since then. Moore's observation on the habits of today's gamers are predictable. The kids these days want snack-sized stuff, like TikTok videos, he theorized. Or they want to gorge on the limited swells of streaming TV. And a single-purpose devices that are old-fashioned. Entertainment has moved from the living room to the bedroom, said Moore, with the gaming audience leaving communal TV screens in favor of smartphones and PCs. So us old folks, we're not the target anymore. And yeah, a lot of my nieces and nephews, they are constantly on their smart device, and they don't want to be on anything else.
Which is why they keep pushing and trying to get cloud to be viable, because that's the future. The younger kids want cloud mobile gaming.
I really think if they really want it, they need to put games natively on these things. I know the xCloud is like the catch-all until native ports come, but they really need to put native ports on this.
See, but to do that natively takes a lot more work. But
more battery because they will not last long.
And storage size.
You have to accommodate how big these games are. You have to accommodate the different formats between iPhone and Android. You have to accommodate for all of that, where cloud kind of alleviates that. But if you have a handheld
for the competition, why not make it for the phones? I mean, part of the third-party plan is to bring the games to gamers. Gamers are right here.
Right. But now when it comes to hardware, you have to you have to create that game to work on that hardware natively. Right. So that takes a lot more effort. So, or you have to change the game dramatically to fit in there. Again, it's whatever fits in the size of a box. So once you do that, that's your limitations. Now the box is even smaller because the limitations are more. Well, now you have to figure out how you're going to do that other than reducing the graphical quality. Cloud kind of alleviates that for you. But if you have a dedicated system that is literally an S that they're already making for, you're good to go. Because the S is already doing 900. You know what I mean? 900p. And you don't need much. You don't need 4K, even though the S could do more than that. But you don't need 4K on a 9-inch screen. I don't need 4K.
That my phone could do ray tracing.
Yes.
I mean, so they're not as weak as they used to be back in the day.
Right. But you're also with the newer phone. Great grandma does not have the newest, latest.
Great grandma's not the 10Z.
No, exactly. But so neither is Tiny Giant. Tiny Giant also doesn't have the latest and greatest phone. She's got the lesser valued ones, if you know what I mean.
The what is it? The FEs?
Yeah,
Founders editions or whatever they're called, or fundamental edition or something
like that. Well, there's the A and the FE, but again, those aren't the. She doesn't even have the FE. She's got like the alternate, not the smaller version. It's just like another label of a Samsung.
Mm-hmm.
So again, you have to figure those like us that have ultras or the standard, the highest, flagship phone. Yeah, well, it would be beneficial. But again, when it comes to the smaller stuff, as long as they're playing games, who cares what it has? If it has ray tracing, if it has 4K, it doesn't matter.
And Saffel, the only reason I said that it had ray tracing, I know your son might not give two craps, is just because it takes a lot of power to ray trace. It's kind of like a benchmark.
Right, but
that's all I was saying, that these phones are powerful.
Yeah, your phone is.
Oh, yeah, it
is. My phone is. But again, now the new phones are starting to use AI to mitigate some of that power.
Hey Google, how powerful is my Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra?
Now who's flexing?
It doesn't even answer it. It's just like, here's what I found. It's not a Google Pixel.
Now who's flexing?
That's right. Yeah. So, anyways,
I got a Pixel.
You know what? It was between the Samsung Galaxy and the Pixel, and I just really like the Galaxy, the One UI. I really love the One UI.
So basically, entertainment has moved from the living room to the bedroom.
That's right.
They just could have said Netflix and chill.
Netflix. It's now what is it? iPhone and chill now, where kids are. It's a big old thing in schools now. If you don't have an iPhone, you're like super unpopular. You remember how it was when we were kids? Like, whoever had the nice luxury car,
you had to have the Razor. You had to have the.
Now it's whoever has the better iPhone. Let's see. My wife says that YouTube, my Axel. Yeah, I also mostly am gaming on my phone right now as I said a lot of stuff is just time related. The Series H is what Fastback wants to call it. He says, if an Xbox handheld has a docking station to boost power on TV, let's go. Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
That's what I'm
Absolutely.
saying.
Let's go. The ROG Ally is the creme de la creme for me. Anyways, great article, Terry. Great article. Anybody got anything else on the potential dev kit 2089?
I'm still right. Oh, wait. Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's move it along. All right, guys.
Xbox
So
and chill.
if you guys, I'm going to go through some history first. We're going to start the history first. And this is coming from Upload VR, my favorite VR website, as I am a VR gamer. They said, if you recall, back in the day, Phil Spencer once said the Xbox One X console, the One X console, was capable of high fidelity VR, but Xbox never released VR. Then later on, Phil Spencer shut down any hopes for an Xbox VR headset in the near future, but hasn't rolled out Xbox software on appearing on other headsets. This is again before the Facebook thing. Appearing on the latest episode of Kinda Funny Gamecast, Spencer said that Microsoft didn't have any plans for bespoke accessories like VR or AR headsets in the future. And quote, as it relates to VR specifically, the best experience that I've seen is Quest 2. And I just think its untethered ease of use and its capability just doesn't, to me, require being connected to an Xbox in any way, Phil Spencer said. So when I look at a scenario like that, I think of xCloud. I think of the Xbox Live community. I think of other things of how we could bring content to a screen like that. Whether we do something like that through first-party or third-party partnerships is kind of a second step to do. We think games that we currently have that we're able to run on our platform would work there. So the reason I bring this up is because I don't know if you guys saw this. Again, Upload VR, shout out to Upload VR. Sony is reportedly pausing PlayStation VR 2 production due to slow sales.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Bloomberg's Takashi. Oh, Jesus. All right, we're just going to stick with Takashi. Bloomberg's Takashi cites. People familiar with its plans are saying that Sony is temporarily stopping production to clear a backlog of unsold units. Those people also reportedly revealed that Sony has produced well over 2 million PSVR headsets produced. But market research firm IDC estimates that Sony has shipped less than 1.7 million. So they produced 2 million, sold 1.7 million.
You know what those IDC stands for, right?
An international date.
No, I don't care. No, I don't care.
I don't care.
They're behind.
Yeah. So was Phil Spencer right to basically say, hey, it's capable of high fidelity VR, but you're not getting any? And, should Xbox ever pursue VR, even if it's a team up with someone now, if you are a MetaQuest user, you can access Game Pass on your MetaQuest. You can sign in through xCloud. You can access xCloud through MetaQuest. So that partnership has occurred. So there's a little bit of a partnership going on. I just hope it just keeps growing. Hint, hint, wink, wink, Phil. Bring VR to MetaQuest. I'm going to say a little bit here too. I think the PSVR 2 was doomed from the start for several reasons. Reason number one was price, $600. Screw that. It was more expensive than the PS5 console.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's reason number one. Reason number two was tethering. It didn't work by itself. It required you to be connected to that $500 PS5. So if you wanted to experience PSVR 2, you needed $500 for the console and $600 for the headset and controls, bring your cost to $1,100. Reason number three why I think PSVR failed is no backwards compatibility. Mm-hmm. So everything that worked on PSVR 1, all that money you spent on PSVR 1 on your PS4 is now out the window. So that made it to me less valuable. And so if you're going to bring a device that's not going to have backwards compatibility, you better have a flow of must-have titles. They only had Call of the Mountain, Horizon Forbidden West Call of the Mountain, which I heard was fantastic, which was the PSVR go-to title. But the studio that worked on Call of the Mountain has been debunked, has been torn apart. So great job on making that VR game, that standalone VR. Now your studio is no longer needed. Bye. People were fired, all that good stuff, right? So they're there. They're just, I don't know, only handling updates, I guess. So I think that PSVR 2 was doomed due to price, due to tethering, and due to compatibility. So that is what I say doomed to PSVR. And I think Phil was right. I think Phil is right that in his statement here that he doesn't rule out that Xbox software appeared on other systems. So I think of how we could bring content to a screen like that, to the MetaQuest. I really think that Phil Spencer needs to deepen their partnership with MetaQuest and make it work natively with your Xbox. MetaQuest already works great with your PC. Oh, that's another reason why I think PSVR 2 was doomed. It only works on PlayStation. Why would I spend that much money for something that won't work on all the rest of the PSVR games? Let's pretend my Steam VR games, right? I don't have access to them if I do Sony VR. And so the only reason for me, if I'm a Steam VR person, to get a Sony VR is for one game. And frankly, that game is not enough. That one Call on the Mountain is not enough. So I really think that Meta has solved a lot of it. They have their own games. It's compatible with Steam PC VR. And now it's got xCloud on it. I really think Xbox needs to continue to pursue that and, bring Flight Simulator VR to it, stuff like that. So it definitely has room for improvement, and it only could get better. Terry, I know you love VR. I know you love accessories. What are your thoughts on PSVR 2 sucking and Phil being right?
I mean, I've been going on and on and on and on about how VR is just a gimmicky phase, and it's just paving the way for the true one, AR.
Yeah.
Quest 3 has a lot of AR now, by the way.
It does. I mean, I keep going on, about how VR needs to go away. I mean, we need the technology so we can improve, augmented reality, but then that's the end all be all is AR. I stand behind that 100%. I don't buy into VR at all. It's a gimmick that's been around since like the 80s that just hasn't caught on. So like but AR is amazing. AR is the way to go, man. It's been used widely in entertainment for so long with sporting events and things of that nature, and and now they're integrating it into they have it on phones, and it's great for shopping. It's just AR is the way to go, and I feel like people are going to be more accepting of it because you don't have to go out of your way to buy an AR dedicated thing that only does AR and nothing else like you do for VR. VR is like, if you want to do VR stuff, you have to go buy this particular device just to do it. Whereas, almost everything we have today, whether you're watching TV or you're on your cell phone, already has AR built in. You don't have to buy a special device for $1,000 for just to have the option. So AR is the way. VR needs to go. I'm glad that the rest of the world is slowly catching on. Because I'm right.
All right. So Terry is right, according to herself. Dread. Hi. I'm sorry. Let me get shit. Let me get some.
No, go with Dread.
No, let me get some of the chat first. Hold on. Let me get before it gets away because it's going fast.
I also want to add they already got an AR laptop that's made right now over in the Middle East. I don't remember which company made it, but they have an AR laptop, which is freaking awesome. And then they got the glasses too. I'd rather just wear a pair of glasses than like a huge freaking headset.
I want to get those. Now you got me curious. I want to get one of those.
Okay. Sure. let's see. Sappho says Phil was right again. Let's see. Oh, that's the PS5 Pro. We're moved on from that. Let's see. DE, shout out to DE. Thank you so much for joining us. You're the real MVP. He says, yo ho ho, I loaned my PSVR to my friend. That's one less sale. That's right. There's only one game. There's only one game on it. So yes. And the game complainer said, Sony Pay Pig. All right. Lots of pigs, or I don't know what else to call them. And shout out to Xbox Game Pass only, B word, and sometimes PS4. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. He says, smash likes. Yes, everybody, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps us get discovered, especially in the live section of YouTube where we compete. We appreciate it. Fastback says, yes, Phil was right. Team up with a third-party VR, put Xbox games. And handheld hybrid is more sense for Nintendo's success with the Switch. Yeah, I agree. D says, it's VR. It's VR's a lot of things. Non-VR game. You tap triangle to change weapons. VR Star Wars, you grab the gun behind your back. I'm going to guess that he's talking about Call of the Mountain. Yeah. I haven't played Call of the Mountain, as I'm not going to pay $600 plus $70 for the game. Yeah, sorry. Let's see. Why spend money on 10 square feet of monitors when you can have it virtually in a headset? Yeah, exactly. That. You know what? Your mom told you not to sit close, never to sit too close to the TV because you'll go blind. But here, us VR users are like, hold on, let me turn the screen off. Are like this, like we're like this close to it. Yeah, shout out to them. Jacob Nowick says, I'm just waiting for Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2 to come to Xbox, and I'm good. The first game was on PSVR, and then it released on Xbox. So hope the second game comes to Xbox. It probably will. The only reason I'd want a PSVR 2 would be GT7, but not near enough. Yeah, I'm not paying for that. And yes, Sappho, Game Pass is already on MetaQuest. Absolutely, I played it. It's awesome. Dreadpool, okay, sorry. What are your thoughts on PSVR sucking and Phil being right?
Well, we want to play the exclusive card.
I'm not sure.
So Sony SIE has only made 3 games for their PSVR 2.
Really?
Firewall Ultra that nobody's heard of and has scored very poorly at 60. Exactly.
What's it called again?
Firewall Ultra.
What the hell is Firewall Ultra?
Exactly. It scored like 60.
Really?
On one of the critics, yeah.
Okay.
Gran Turismo 7 and Horizon Call of the Wild. So if you guys want to play exclusives, here you go. You got 3 exclusives, and it didn't hold up. But yeah, it's always a matter of price point, right? And that's the thing. We even said it would do much better if it had some PC integration, which it looks like they're starting to do. But I do agree that VR is no longer the place to be. It's AR, and for you guys on the panel, I dropped the link that coolcatterri was talking about in our private DM. But yeah, it's the place to be right now is AR, and AR is also VR. So if you think about it, it's a 2-in-1. You can block everything out and just only look at what you want to look at, or you can open it up and have virtual screens in space. I mean, we've already seen the commercial. Yeah, we've already seen the commercials where people are walking down the street with the, getting out of the car and they got the goggles on and they're like, they're doing Minority Report as they're walking.
Minority Report.
You know what I mean? So
I'm very surprised I never hit a pole.
Because you can see through.
That's true. I forgot. That's true. Since you turned
it's probably safer than people looking down at their phone and not actually seeing where they're going. So I think it's a little bit safer. A little bit safer.
I think it also comes down to certain people.
Yes, the laptop. Oh my God, this thing is. Look at this.
You can literally do all of this with your
laptop, and so only you see it. So now, when you're, if you're one of those people that goes to Starbucks and you do all your business stuff, no one else can see your business stuff.
It doesn't have a screen. Oh my God!
No, it don't have a screen.
1,150.
They're gonna look at you
Hey, that's
like
actually
you're
not bad.
crazy.
It's the first of its kind, so you know it's going to be overly expensive.
5
And
hours
it's
of battery
actually not-
life. Wow. Okay, no, that's pretty impressive
but
for a laptop.
it's actually not bad if you think about it, because I've been pricing up laptops, and you're looking anywhere for a decent one for about $1,000 to $3,000.
I mean, yeah, most gaming, like
And
if
I'm
you're
looking for work.
if you're getting like a ROG gaming laptop, you're spending $3,000.
Right. And I'm looking for work. So obviously I gotta look for a gaming laptop to do work with,
This is the future because right now, I mean, look at how all the issues we have where if you're doing business, you always have to worry about someone seeing your screen and stealing, very sensitive information. No one can see nothing but you, unless it gets to the point to where everybody has AR glasses, then they will have to, then the technology will have to update for security once again. But for right now, nobody else has anything that can see it. So this is
you ready for some
eye detection? Like let me your eye.
You ready for some AR porn?
What?
They're working on
not necessarily ready.
contacts that you put in your eyeball that will do the same thing.
Oh my god!
This is the AR future right here.
AR is the future. I'm telling you guys.
This is the AR future right here, baby.
No, he's wearing.
Instead of driving, the guy's tapping whatever it is he's tapping.
That's not a he. That's a she.
Oh, that's a
it
she.
Doesn't matter.
It's going to tell by looking at their face.
The AR future, it's literally all of that's going to be right on his windshield. So, you know what I mean? His windshield to be
look
his
at that
screen.
AR future right there, baby.
Yes. I've been saying it for years. AR, it's the way to go.
Yeah, AR, definitely. AR, I've ever since HoloLens came out,
yep.
Then you've seen the future of like, okay, AR is feasible. Obviously, the limited sightline that they had back then, and then the HoloLens 2 came out, which opened it up more. But this is even better.
How does AR relate to Xbox players?
The fact that we're going to be able to play. I mean, well, put it this way: back in 2016, you were able to hook up your Xbox to one of the Meta. It was before Meta. It was one of the
Oculus
back then, headsets, and you can play it at 100-foot screen. Major Nelson had made that announcement. I got that video somewhere. I had to save it because nobody believed me. But this is the direction it's going. And why not let somebody else work on that part of the hardware where they're more of an expertise than what Sony's doing? So yeah, Sony's got some good stuff in there with the hardware because they are a hardware company, but they limited themselves where Xbox can work with Meta and open up more. They don't have to work on the HoloLens, even though Microsoft is a hardware company also, but they are predominantly a software company. And that's why we have xCloud.
I think Xbox needs to release like Xbox compatible handsets, because right now on the MetaQuest it only has 1, 2, 3, 4. So it has the 8 buttons just mapped differently. Yeah, 8 buttons, the dual sticks, and then click down. So I guess it could be that way, but the fact that the buttons are in different places, it's just kind of weird because it has 2 face buttons and then 2 triggers. So it only has 8. How many buttons does? Yeah, and the Xbox is the same. So it has 2 face buttons, 2 triggers, the D-pad. So it is missing 2 buttons. So I feel like to work with Meta, they need to release an Xbox Meta controller. Because I can tell you right now, when I'm playing xCloud on Meta, I have to use their stuff, and then when I'm moving to xCloud, I have to drop that and pick up my Xbox controller that I linked and play with my Xbox controller. So it is a little inconvenient right now, but if Xbox was to release the handheld buttons for Meta, that'd be great.
It could be the Meta X.
The Meta X controller. Yes.
Maybe that's the new hardware we were just talking about earlier.
It could be. The Meta X.
Here come Elon Musk.
They might not be able to do the X.
Elon Musk is gonna.
Because Twitter is their big competitor, and that's X.
Yep. Elon Musk is gonna sue them.
Xbox. Meta
There
X.
you go. There you go.
Controller.
Yeah. So, okay. I'm sorry to have
Elon would
interrupted
be
you,
like
but I was
getting my
just saying.
royalties there.
Yeah.
I forgot the guy who owns Facebook.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg. You'll be like, give me my royalties, Zuckerberg.
That's right. Shaddai, what do you think about PlayStation VR 2 sucking and Phil Spencer being right?
Let's
I'm
put it
right.
this way. One, I knew Phil Spencer was right about that one because the PS VR 1 sucked anyways. And I tried it. But the major problem that Sony have is their support. It's like Dreadpool said, they only have 3 games. They're doing the same thing that they did with the PlayStation Vita. It was a nice device and no support. And this is one of the reasons why I don't like buying their stuff or their accessories, because they hype it up and they just let it die very quick for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
So this is something that I'm not surprised. I'm with Cooltech. I'm with Terry. I always thought that the AR was the future, and it is since the announcement of the HoloLens. But no, it's one of the big one is that they don't know how to support their own products. That's a problem. It's like PlayStation, this is it. Yes, we got this one as a secondary, but let's just let it die. Come on now. They could have done a lot of things with that VR, but that's not enough.
Not enough happened.
No.
Let's see. Let's check in with the chat before it gets too far. Okay. So Game Pass only says the Firewall Ultra Studio got shut down. Yeah. Exactly my point. Let's see. DE said, I bought it for the Rush of Blood successor and it ran crappy. Xbox Game Pass only says Firewall was PSVR 1's biggest game. Wow, I didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah. Jacob Novik said, remember the Firewall VR devs closed down and London Studios, who was Sony's only first-party VR studio, was shut down. RIP. iToy. London made the iToy 2, and my family loved that dang darn franchise. DE says, that's a lot of PDFs open. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. California is using a wireless communication device while driving. Distracted driving. Yeah. Let's see. Do you all think Xbox could destroy PlayStation in the VR space if they decide to do VR first-party games and Game Pass day one? I don't think Xbox should make a VR headset themselves. I think they need to partner with Meta. Especially now that a lot of AR is happening in Meta. Meta's a good price. It's a standalone device. It's just going to be, and Meta wants to basically be the cell phone of VR headsets. They put productivity apps in there. They want you to use it to work. They want you to use it to entertain yourself. They have the big screen VR, which is amazing, by the way. It is my favorite way to watch movies right now is big screen VR. It has workout apps in there. It has all kinds of stuff. Like Meta doesn't just want to be a gaming VR headset. They want to be the headset for all reasons, including AR reasons. And I think Xbox just needs to officially partner with Meta and bring all this stuff there. And yeah, Game Pass is already available on MetaQuest. So Game Pass games day one is already there. All I was saying was the controller needs to be the Xbox controller. Yeah. Let's see. Technically, they would smash PlayStation in the VR market. They would, but the VR market is, if you think the console market is niche, the VR market is even more niche.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Just because, shout out to Meta, who has spent billions of dollars trying to make the MetaQuest into the one-size-fits-all headset. I'm glad that they're spending money because they have pushed the VR headset market forward, so much so that Apple couldn't ignore it anymore, and they put out the Apple Vision Pro for $3,000, which is way too much money for basically, as you said, a PDF viewer. So yeah, shout out to them. Let's see. I'm not into AR. I play video games to escape reality, not turn my reality into a game. Yeah, AR is more for productivity than it is for gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Although you can also game in AR, but I agree with you. The reason I'm VR is for games, but the fact that I can also do AR is a plus.
But think about it. It's great for parents. So if you have toddlers running around, you can't, you got to keep chasing them. Now you can game while you chase your toddler.
Have you seen that have you seen that Ready Player One where they're like playing in the VR place and like their house is on fire and the kids are like, oh my God. And the parents not even noticing because they're playing on their VR headset. Yeah, that's right. Let's see. Jacob Novik says, Phil, simple reason why he changed his mind is because Phil realized how many cables you need, and he wanted to do 100% wireless headset. The way it should be. Yes, agreed.
Yeah. I think is here's what I think is funny is the hypocrisy. I bought the Series X. I'm sorry, no, I bought the 1X because Phil said it was going to have VR, and it's like, no, you didn't. You just just use that as an excuse because Phil backed out of it, and you're using that as an excuse to like go against the Xbox, because it's I'm
not gonna lie, when he announced the 1X and he said that it could do high fidelity VR Xbox, and he said Xbox VR, I was like, yes, finally, that's another reason I need to get the 1X. But just being honest here, it was a reason, not the reason. So yeah, I agree with you. Hypocrisy. Where's the goalpost? Where's the goalpost?
And that's the thing is, they just want to to cry about something.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Truth hurts.
Let's see. I will never ever sacrifice me for a chip in my brain. Never. I'd rather be the only one on Earth without a chip. Yeah, I'm not going to be the first one. Right now we have. It's funny that we want to stick computers in our body, but we, if you've ever had like reconstruction surgery with metal plates and stuff in your arms. You got to take medication so your body doesn't kill you for that. Imagine throwing a chip in there now with electrical and magnetic fields. Oh yeah. It's in there. Let's see. No, if Xbox, sorry. Let's see. Let's see. 3D sculpting, character editing, visualizing, scale of things, terrain. Yeah, want a headset. Dude, I'm telling you, there's a game called Behemoth coming, and I cannot wait because those things are going to be massive, and I can't wait to, like, you have no idea the sense of scale and immersion VR gives you. Behemoth is going to be like a day one for me, as long as it doesn't score like a 5 out of 10 or something. But and from Upload VR, who also does all the game reviews, I really trust this site, by the way. Upload VR is my favorite site. And as far as character editing and 3D sculpting, my job is really working with SolidWorks Corporation on making 3D modeling a thing so that we can rotate stuff in VR and model it a little easier. So, and yeah, as you said, scale, so we can actually get the scale of where it's going to go. So we are really hoping to get that in the future. AR, Terry, AR. Let's see. Jason Max says, just remember, Xbox is number one. Absolutely. No lies detected. Axel, Ready Player 2 is in the work. Yes. I love it. All right. I'm sorry, anybody, if I cut anybody off. I just always want to catch up the chat before it escapes me, as I love the chat. Sorry, somebody, if you weren't done saying anything about PSVR 2 sucking and Phil being right, keep going.
Yeah, it sucks.
Shout out to Cool Cat Terry. Terry, how does the chat feel about Phil being right and Xbox getting into the VR game?
All right. How should Xbox incorporate VR? 53%. They should stay away from it. It's bad juju. 40%. Team up with MetaQuest.
Yes.
And 6%. Create a dedicated Xbox VR.
So there you go. It's basically between stay away from VR and team up from VR. So yeah, there you go. Okay, let's see. And with that being said, I think it's time to take a break here in our topics to bring in Terry's Indie Spotlight.
Yes, finally.
on my indie spotlight, and today I'm going to pull out a very old game because even though I like showing off a lot of the new indies that are coming out, sometimes it's good to go back in the old vault and pull out an old one that most of you probably have never played. So let's go back to 2013 and let's check out Blood Knights.
Let's do it.
The priest convinced me to let him work the darkest spell he had, and bonded me to a vampire.
Benedictio Sanctus!
Using the vampire's skills would either mean our rescue or the biggest folly we ever attempted.
Is that you, Jeremy? Our Bane? The one who killed 1,000 of us?
Jive, bloodsucker!
You are going to get us killed. Again.
All right, so Blood Knights. So it's a hack and slash RPG action adventure game. So you can go ahead and have some fun. You got two different characters. You got two characters, Jeremy, the warrior, and then you have Elisa, the vampire. She does like a dual wielding crossbow. There are also like magical abilities, or not really magical, vampire abilities. So you can like slow time and manipulate objects and do all kinds of other stuff too. They didn't showcase that in the trailer, but you have a lot of different things you can do. You have multiple choice dialogue options, so you can kind of gear the story toward the player. So it's a good time, and it's only $10 because this is like an Xbox 360, PlayStation 2 era game. So it's dated, but it's still a good, decent one to go and check out for $10. It's also available on Steam if you prefer to play on PC, and you'll get about 6 to 8 hours of gameplay for the story. So, and it does have co-op, but it's Shadai's favorite, couch co-op. So.
Awesome.
Go ahead and check it out.
Yes, another fantastic spotlight by coolcatterri. Thank you so much.
It does have some cringy dialogue, but you know, it's an indie.
It's the early days. It needs to be cringy.
It's got some cringe, but it's still a decent game.
The keyword couch co-op, best one.
Okay, let's see. All right, let's get into some of our more serious topics today. Dragon's Dogma 2 got high critic ratings. I think it's currently sitting at an 80 something, right? I think it is.
I think it's -80.
Oh, it's not -80. It's sitting at an 86, so it is doing good. Good for an 86. So Dragon's Dogma 2 is currently sitting at an 86, but the gamer's voice does not match the critic voice. It is mostly negative on Steam. And one of the reasons it's mostly negative in Steam is because of all this on a single player game. Restore the dead to life, warp location markers, escape from the gall. All this, what appears to be almost pay to win stuff. $41.79 of pay to win on Dragon's Dogma 2 on the Steam page. Let's see if it's still mostly negative. Now it went up to mixed. It went up to mixed, everybody. Stop the alarm. It went up to mixed. But usually a game that scores in the 80s will be mostly positive on Steam. So the user reviews are not matching the critic reviews. Now, this has been clarified more. All of this is available through gameplay. You can actually earn all of this. So there you go. You can buy it. But you got Rift Crystals you can buy. to spend and maybe buy stuff. I don't know what you can buy. Warp location, stuff for mix, harpy lure item, custom sounds, camping gear. Just the camping gear and the custom sounds I can be fine with. The cosmetics, but some of this looks like gameplay mechanics that are being pay to win. Not overly expensive, but pay to win. And people don't like that because it's a single player game. It's an RPG, and it shouldn't be pay to win. Is it too much? Is the mobile influence too much for Capcom? Dreadpool, why don't you start us off?
All right. Let's see. Well, first of all, nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. All good. So first of all, I don't have any issue with the certain things that you could get. If you want to pay for it, that's up to you. Not an issue, right? My issue is when you have to pay to fast travel, you have to, do the basic mechanics that you should have as part of the game, but now you got to pay for it. It reminds me of what was that Metal Gear spin-off that they did or whatever.
Survive.
Yeah, Survive.
Survive
right?
or Metal Gear Revengeance?
No, Survive.
Survive. Okay.
The one with the robot heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Survive. Yeah.
You had to pay for save states.
Mm-hmm.
So when stuff like that should be part of the game, you shouldn't have to pay for. If you wanna grind and do part of the game, and it's really not a grind, really, because if it's part of the game, I have no issues. I do have an issue if you have to grind for the game to get these things. Kind of like Gran Turismo 7, you had to grind like hardcore to get certain things, and it was like it in order to pay for it up front, you paid more than the game. I mean, right there, if you paid for every single one of those things, and again, to go beyond Rift A, just saying that you could buy that multiple times. That's not a one-time purchase. Like the Explorer's Camping Kit, that you get everything. It's already there. It's a one-time purchase. So again, if you don't have the time and you don't want to grind and do all that, I've got no issues with that. It's just the basic mechanics that should be in the game. It's a pay for that, and like a lot of these crystals are basically pay to make the game easier.
Pay to win.
So then play it on easy. That's the other issue. Is it's like, why you're gonna play it on the most difficult setting and then you're gonna get pay extra to make it easier? That doesn't make sense. But to each their own on that. But it just, like I said, mechanics that should be in a game need to be there. They shouldn't be behind a paywall. That's my issue with it. The rest of it, hey, it's a good game. And I think a lot of that mixed or less than whatever the score was for the people was because of all of what you're seeing here. All this pay to explore, pay to travel, pay to whatever.
And I just want to be clear. Capcom is not the first one to do this. Ubisoft games have famously done this as well. Nintendo's remake of Skyward Sword had fast travel locked behind an amiibo. You had to buy an amiibo to use fast travel. So this is not just Dragon's Dogma doing this. I just want to point that out.
Right.
But is the industry getting too ridiculous with fast travel? Like, I don't want to pay to fast travel. And if I got to run a game back and forth without fast travel enable, I'm going to be honest, I'm not playing the game, especially a huge open world RPG where my traveling from point A to point B is going to be a bunch of random encounters to progress to the next set of story. I'm certainly not playing the game.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't played Dragon's Dogma 2 yet, but I'm just giving you my cutoff point, if you will.
And you see, and that's the other thing I have an issue with, right? Is the reviewers, they gave it great scores. Right? And I have no issue with that. My issue is the game that they reviewed, even though it was in the notes for them to look at, this information wasn't there presented to them in the game that they played. So they played with all this fast travel stuff taken out. And then after it's been released, they put it out there for you to find out afterwards. So these reviewers, were had a skewed vision of what the game was. So what they played was not really the game that we're playing. That's my issue. That's the issue I have, is the fact that they played hide the shell game with us, and now that we know which shell we picked, we found out that they tricked us, and that's the issue. It's the fact that you're spending money and they didn't know about it up front. If they would have said it up front, I wouldn't have as much of an issue. But that's really the issue, is the fact that they hid it from the reviewers. Even though it was in the notes, you had to read all the notes line by line. I mean, we even had the same thing about the rewards points. It's always been there, but not everybody read all that to find out that 18 months, if there's no activity, you lose your points. So again, it's when you do stuff like that, to me, it's very shady. If it was already in the game and you put it in the notes, and the reviewer missed it, totally different. That's that could be an honest thing, and that could be something that we would do also. But I want the reviewers to be ethical, and I can't hold them accountable if I can't hold the game publishers accountable for presenting the game 100%. I mean, we looked at those games that they put out before. Redfall, right? Brought it up earlier. Redfall. What they presented to those reviewers was not what they got afterwards, right? And I know a lot of the reviewers and the guys that played it ahead of time kind of hyped it up a little bit more. I mean, who wouldn't be? The excitement gets you going, the adrenaline gets you going, and you do kind of get into that complacent moment of, yeah, this is really cool. But look at what they did with, what was it? Gears, the expansion that they did, Gears 5. Whatever that expansion was. Anyway, when the game came,
expansion,
you're talking about the pain one.
Yeah, unless you had Ultimate that you got it for free.
The Hive Busters.
Yes, the Hive Busters.
Oh, Hive Busters.
So again, when people played it, it was great. When they patched it from the day one patch, everything fell apart. So I understand those things do happen. But this wasn't one of those things. This was something that they kept away. Forza, one of the Forza games had issues on launch. Also, when the reviewers had, everything was beautiful. One of those things, but people had issues. My issue is present the game 100%. If there's a patch that breaks the game, it's a patch. Stuff like that happens. They've rolled back patches when they've done that. Who was it? I think Hive Busters just did that recently too. They rolled out a patch and it broke the game even worse, so they had to roll it back. So again, when stuff like that happens, you can let that slide. You can't hold them accountable for it, because they thought that they had fixed something, and then you find out that no, that fix wasn't it. So you move on and you go from there. But when you hide it, it's like sweeping dirt underneath the rug and you said you vacuumed. You didn't vacuum.
Yeah. It just seems deceptive to me.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. Should I? Dragon's Dogma 2, again, you can earn all this in game, or you can get yourself some Rift Crystals for 99 cents, or some Rift Crystals for $5. Take it away, should I?
Okay. One of the first thing that comes to mind is Capcom has been on a hot streak.
Yes.
And every single time when they're in a hot streak, they always come with the shadiest thing. I don't know why they do that. And this is one of those again.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is, if this is included in the game, why do you need to spend money on this? That lets me know that you are a lazy gamer that does not want to go through a whole lot of things and like to pretty much pay. It's not the pay to win. It's just pretty much like, I don't want to do all this. I just want to pay and give it to me and pretty much keep going. This is something that it should not happen. I don't care. It should not happen. The first one was really good. I don't know if you guys played Dragon's Dogma 1, and Arise was good with the expansion.
Right.
But this is something that it should not happen at all. but it's just that I just play it. You know, just play it. Just don't mind this. They will recognize that what they did was pretty much messed up, but the complaint is more like, yeah, but I gotta pay this. Those are more of gamers that they don't want to do the whole traveling. That's pretty much it. Or that's pretty much it. I do not have Dragon's Dogma 2. I wanted it to buy it. So I decided to buy Alone in the Dark. But yeah, because that's my favorite. But why are you making a big issue out of this? Just don't buy it. Simple as that. Just don't buy it. Just play the game, enjoy the game, and pretty much it.
What if I can't enjoy the game? What if it's grinding? Like, let's pretend
Like for the same thing?
To get 2,500 Rift Crystals will take me 25 hours.
That means that you created a really bad game just to gain a small amount. A really bad optimization right there. And forcing you to buy pretty much the parts or whatever it is. And with Dreadpool, when it comes to, I know one of them, and I can't remember, it was more about the inventory. Pay for an extra inventory. Pay for the fast travel. Pay for the, those are pretty much a no-no. Those are dumb. But if you're forcing me to do a lot of grinding just to gain little by little, no, that's a big major problem right there. Bad optimization for the game.
If someone has played Dragon's Dogma 2, let us know how easy it is to get 2,500 Rift Crystals. I'd like to know. Terry, what do you think? I know that you and I are looking forward to Dragon's Dogma 2, so now I'm a little cautious because if there's a lot of grinding involved, I'm a pass.
Okay. This is classic Capcom. Capcom has gotten away with doing this for a very long time, and fans just let them got away with it because it's Capcom. Capcom can do no wrong. Well, now finally fans are finally catching up, but they've been doing this forever. They did this with Devil May Cry. And, a few people, were mad about it, but overall Capcom got away with it. They did this with Street Fighter. They nickel and dime you like crazy in Street Fighter. Again, Capcom got away with it. Dead Rising. They did this in Dead Rising. They nickel and dime you. I remember you had to pay for the ending. You had to buy the ending in Dead Rising 4.
I remember that now that you say it. Yes.
Capcom got away with it again. So
I had completely forgotten about that.
For people to sit there and be like, well, now they're being like so-and-so. I mean, Capcom is literally being the same greedy Capcom they've been for over 10 years. You're just now waking up to it?
they're being bipolar. They're good, but they're bad. They're being bipolar.
So they've always been this way. They just got a free pass because they're Capcom. They're God tier Capcom. They make Resident Evil, so we got to give them free passes for everything. But no, Capcom has always been shady. So this is nothing new. Now, if this is anything like Devil May Cry, it was very easy for people to get the stuff, and
which I hope so.
Was it like Souls or I can't remember what they had in there?
Yeah,
you had it. It was something you had to get in that. I never played those games, but you had the option to buy them or you could get them in game. And I had a friend that had played it and he said it was very easy to obtain them. So I would assume it's the same thing where these things are easy to obtain. They just have the option in there because, Capcom wants to make money because you're going to have impulsive gamers that are going to be like, yeah, I could play for 4 hours and get it, or I can just get it now for 99 cents. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Of course.
So wait a second. What game was that again?
Gen Zers are going to do that.
So what game was that again? We had to pay for the end.
Dead Rising 4, I believe. They had an alternate ending, and you had to pay for it.
You had to pay for it.
And they said the alternate ending was the true ending. So if you wanted the real ending, you had to buy it.
Yeah,
I watched it on YouTube. That's how I bought it.
I
didn't get the achievement points for it though.
No. Capcom's been on this for a long time. This is again, people are finally waking up, which is good for you. I've never really been a fan of Capcom. The only game they've made that I ever liked was Dragon's Dogma. Other than that, I've always kind of disliked Capcom as a company as a whole. But I mean, like I said, they've been getting away with this thing for like over 10 years. So now I'm not surprised, you know? So it's like, it just is, you know, but when it comes to the negative reviews though on Steam, this is part of it. But majority of the negativity I've been seeing has to do with performance. There's a lot of performance issues on PC. And that's probably the bigger thing that people are upset about is the game just plays like doggy poo on PC. So yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. And you know how uppity PC gamers get with optimization. So,
wait a minute. Somebody said something about the Novo. This thing have like the Novo, whatever that's called, isn't it included?
What's that?
The Dragon's Dogma have that PC, the Novo, whatever it is.
That I don't know. I don't pay attention to PC specs because I'm not playing this on PC, so I don't know what they all have going on.
I know somebody said that.
Let's catch up with the chat real quick. Let's see. DE said, and I bring up DE. Sorry, DE said Zelda didn't limit the amount of times you could use the whistle or the power bracelet, fast travel stairs, or offer to start off with bombs, arrows, and a fee. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. You can restart or create second Dragon's Dogma 2 characters, and get this. Capcom stated that they will make Steam player able to restart in the near future. Nothing about consoles. Dang.
Ouch.
You better be happy with your character creation if you're in this game. Or people can just be freaking responsible adults with their money. Nothing is a requirement to complete the game. It really isn't that serious. If critics are worried about burning bridges with studios, can they be trusted? I prefer to see what my friends think when streaming gameplay for me to see for myself. Agreed. Let's see. Resident Evil 9 might be semi or fully open world. If so, Resident Evil is my favorite horror game. Then Capcom will be sunken from amazing to low in my eyes. Yeah, this is not a good thing. Let's see. Doggy Dog says fast travel was scarce in the first game. Yeah, Terry, you recall?
Yeah, so to open up on that, so the way fast travel worked in Dark Arisen, you had, I can't remember if they were lanterns or crystals, or you had 2 items. And basically you had to manually create your fast travel. You put one item as your point A, your return, and then you go and you put wherever you were venturing, you'd put the second item down. So that way you'd go and be like, okay, I have a boss fight up there, put the second item down, kill the boss, zip back to wherever your other one was, which is usually people would put it close to the town so you can go and sell your stuff and repair and heal and all that good stuff. And then you'd zip on back. And then when you were done, you'd pick up the other device and you'd relocate it elsewhere. So you were manually doing your fast travels. It was an interesting concept nobody had done before. I thought it was creative. It was annoying at first because it was new. You know, you don't really just go on your map. You pick a spot. You maybe pay some in-game currency to fast travel somewhere, and that's how every game has always done it. But then they kind of did their own thing. And then after doing it for a while, you know, you get used to it. It wasn't that bad. So but yeah, it was like a crystal that you would set down on the ground and then you'd have to interact with it. So it was different, but you know, I think it was kind of good because, you know, you can literally put your fast travel anywhere versus having set points. Because when you think about games, you have set points and then you might still not have anything quite close enough to where you got to go. So being able to put it as close to something that you're in wherever you want it is actually quite amazing. So I think that they had really a great ingenious idea for fast travel. I don't know how they're doing it in 2, if they kept that idea or not. I haven't played it yet, but I would expect that they would do the same thing.
Right. Yeah, I kind of was thinking it would be the same as well, but we'll see what happens. And again, hopefully somebody soon will play Dragon's Dogma and let me know how it really is, because I'm still interested in the game. It's just, am I going to pay $60 for it, or sorry, $70 for it, or am I going to pay $40 for it? That's really what this is making me think
I'll check
about.
my mailbox after this, and I'll let you know if I have it. How about that? He's sitting out there.
Because I'm hearing good things for those that have played it, with the exception of what we just talked about. But overall, gameplay-wise, it's been fun for those that have played it.
And I did see reviews of people saying that if you never played the first one, then you know it makes more sense, because I think people, because the way that they did the first one with gameplay being so unique compared to RPGs in general, it caught people off guard. So if there's a lot of people jumping into 2, never playing the first one, and now you're kind of getting thrown into how wonky they kind of design things, it would be off-putting for you. So I feel like it would be an unjust review, because if they're reusing that uniqueness that they had in the first one, you know, you're not going to be prepared for it.
Right. Yeah. I just really, I hope it's as good, because it looks good. The game clips I see of it are pretty good too. Game Complainers calls it Doggy Dog Crap 2. Let's see. In my opinion, if you have microtransactions, I'm good, but only if you reveal it long before the release and not hide them like in Gran Turismo 7. Yeah.
Thank you.
Exactly
what I'm.
Yeah, I want choice. If I walk out or fast travel, that's my choice. Yeah, I definitely don't want fast travel to be locked in. And shout out to Splendiferous. Thank you so much for joining us. You're the real MVP. Go ahead, Dread.
I was gonna say, I understand if you have to walk to that place, you know, a place that it was undiscovered. Yes, I understand not being able to fast travel there. It kind of makes sense, because if you've never been there, why would you fast travel there? So I get that part, but coming back or you know, back and forth, you should be able to fast travel. So
yeah,
just saying. And that's it.
Okay. All right. Moving on. Let's see. Splendifer says, "Lazy gamer. It sounds to me like Shaddai. And why are you looking all funny?" Oh, that's just a regular face.
See that Splenda right there, talking all that smack.
Let's see. Sappho is trying to pick between Dragon's Dogma 2 and WWE 24. I personally go Dragon's Dogma, but that's me. Let's see. And DE says, "What's wrong with cheating in a solo single player RPG?" Yeah, cheat codes need to be back. You know. Yeah. I am a huge fan of mods on PC. So yes. All right.
We need a Game Genie again.
I think that's it. Anybody else got any closing thoughts on this? As I said, I just think as long as it's not grindy, I'm just waiting to see. If somebody can tell me how hard it is to get 2,500 Rift crystals, I want to know.
If you like the game, just play. If you pay attention too much about this, you're just wasting your time.
Okay. So let's move the show right along to the main event. Main event time, everybody. All right. So if everybody recalls, about a month ago, maybe a little over a month now, Xbox announced that they were going to be releasing games, 4 games onto competing platforms. And we had a very heated discussion over that, what that could be. Some of us were okay with it. Some of us, mainly me, I think it was me versus everybody, said that it was the bad move in the console space, as you needed to make your console worthwhile. And if all your games are available everywhere, then why would anybody buy your console? Those were my arguments, right? And also that this would lead to if you don't prioritize your own console, why would third parties prioritize your console? Right. So I just want to make sure that everybody knows the history on this show of what was said by me. Everybody thought that I was being silly, and that my argument was basically a non-argument, right? That I was just crazy for thinking the way I was thinking. So here we go. So Hi-Fi Rush has come out, and we usually don't talk about Metacritic, but I wanted to point this out because it's come out on other consoles. So Xbox and PC were already there. So PC got 90, Xbox got 87. But then PlayStation 5 comes out, and it's rated higher on PlayStation 5. Now, this wouldn't be an issue because the outlets who have reviewed Hi-Fi Rush on PS5 did not do a PC or an Xbox review. They were purely PC reviewers, or sorry, PS5 reviewers, right? So you're looking at sites like Push Square and other places like that. The problem comes in a very peculiar site named, where did it go? I had it. I apologize, everybody. What was their name? Noisy Pixel. That's right. Noisy Pixel. Now, Noisy Pixel reviewed on both Xbox and PS5. And their review was a 90 on Xbox, a 95 on PS5. And so I posted something called the Xbox tax is real, so forth and so on, right? And Noisy Pixel put out a statement on X. Basically, long story short on all this, saying that the two reviewers were different, right? But the one reviewer who did review the big controversy, the reviewer who reviewed for PS5 was supposed to do the PC review, and he deleted it because of quote unquote he disliked the music. Now he puts it on now it's on PS5, and suddenly he loves the music, and it's the greatest soundtrack of all time probably, and it's a 95, right? So that is what I think. He talks about a bunch of his work. I don't really care about that. Where is it? He talked about it. He mostly talks about his own work. Here we go. People are bringing up the old tweet from our PS5 reviewer that he said he initially refunded the game on Steam last year due to bad music. And in the review, he wrote that he hasn't played the game. Considering the amounts of games he reviews, this is a little normal, basically saying that people forget what games they review. I don't buy that, personally.
Me either.
But whatever. So, Hi-Fi Rush is higher on this. When it was an Xbox PC exclusive, the music was bad. Now it's a 95. Am I crazy still, Dreadpool? Or am I still changing the goalpost? Which one is it? I'm so curious. I'm so curious to see what Dreadpool does.
Dude, everything is fine. There's nothing going on here. Nothing to look at. Here's my review. Music is good or bad, depending on which platform I review it on.
Which controller are you listening it through? Which headset? Yeah.
Oh, it's not working. It's bad. It's bad. It's not working. It's bad. So, but that's the thing, right? That's where we have to hold them accountable. That's why we do hold them accountable for all this stuff, because of these items. Is there an Xbox tax here? Seems like it. Is it a big deal? Not really. But again, it does alter the outcome, right? So if there's no bias going on, why did you delete the review, right? You didn't like the music, but now you do. I understand sometimes we do have games that we didn't like the first go around, and then years later we get into it. Same thing with TV shows. I didn't like Everybody Hates, or was it Everybody Loves Raymond? I didn't like it when it was out there, but once it hit syndication, I kind of got into it. Certain things are like that for people. But again, it just doesn't make sense that you would have done something like that and then turn around. That's holding people accountable for their actions. You should have said something. Hey, back when I reviewed this, I wasn't a fan of this, but it's grown on me. There's a difference there. There's games that I've played that I just can't put down. Not addicted to it at all. Vampire Survivors. But then there's other games that just can't do it. And then you kind of go back into it and it's like it clicks. And now it's a game that you like. So, but yeah, I still think that there's a bit of the tax here, regardless of what they say. They may not have initially tried to put the tax on there.
Not enough tax.
But it looks like they did. You know what I'm saying? It looks like there was an increase in tax on this one. Yeah, I agree with you, Axel.
I love that
100%.
comment.
Yes.
Yep.
100%. You are so right. Yep. He's so right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even coolcatterri's kind of agreeing with us without agreeing with us. That. Oh,
No,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk over you. Keep going. Keep going, Axel.
Man, but I hear like he's screaming for some reason.
Is he screaming?
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, there we go. I'm like, what are they talking about? I had hit that button. Sorry.
Now he's wrong.
Now I'm wrong. Now I'm wrong. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Let's see. Dead horse, right? Let's see. Split Difference says you were just being Axel. Dreadpool still thinks I'm being silly. Fastback says Axel 1324 Gaming apologizing for being wrong again. Axel needs to have it. I'm sorry. I'm wrong because I'm a Broncos fan. Wow. Have a segment. What the heck, Fastback? Wow. You are no longer the MVP, Fastback. Yeah. It's the same score. It's just that PlayStation gets a boost. It's not the same score though. Like Noisy Pixel rated the Xbox version 85 and the PlayStation 90 and the PlayStation version a 95. So I mean it's not the same.
I think he's just looking at the screen.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
As a collective.
But I agree. Tax is real. Yes. Yeah. It's due to the DualSense features. Then that's trash. Yeah, I agree to that statement too. I think that's where Terry's going. Based on our private chats earlier. Let's see. Game Complainer says his review is invalid. Yeah. Yep. Are you not going to bring up the Digital Foundry review comparing that? I don't give a damn about Shadow standing still, DE. The fence shadow quantity. I don't care about that. I don't play my games pause 300 times zoom. I'm sorry, Digital Foundry.
And that's another topic too.
That's a different topic. We're not to discredit your comment, D. Thank you so much for your comment, but my reaction is not to you, and my reaction is to Digital Foundry. I don't give a damn about what they have to say. That's
exactly what we're getting at. Different topic.
Yeah. I apologize. I don't mean to get off on you. Yeah. Let me see. My wife says mute. Oh my goodness. Let's see. The PlayStation boosts the extra 5 to 10 points. Yeah, when we say it's an Xbox tax, we mean it. When we say games are generally 5 to 10 points higher, they should be. This is obviously proving it. It's proving it. Yeah. Yeah. And Dreadpool, remember, GameStop also gives less for trade-in value on Xbox Series games than PS5 games. GameStop tax. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. All right. Terry, was Axel right saying that PlayStation was going to get the better version, that this was going to happen?
And I wouldn't say they had a better version, but I mean, again, I'm not going to nitpick over 2 or 3 point difference, especially when it's not a good comparison on an average when the PS5 only had 13 reviews to Xbox's 63.
I can work those averages.
You know what I mean? So the law of averages,
yes,
you know, I mean, it's not, you can't really compare them. It's
100% can.
No, you can't. Like, you're just looking at the numbers.
Statistically, you can.
No, you can't. 13
yes, you
reviews compared to 63 reviews. Come on, the averages are going to be very, very different. So no, this is a nothing sandwich that people just want to get hyped up.
Terry has never heard of two tables.
You're seeing the number, and you want to have feelings.
And I want to have feelings,
but, dude. They got minimal reviews, and they got what? 3 point difference, big whoop. Now, if there was like a big, I don't know, let's say that they gave it a 97, then I'd be like, yeah, then there's some shady stuff going on. That's a huge gap. But no, this 3 points, you know, and they do have different features that Xbox doesn't have, you know, like PlayStation has the speaker crap in their controller. So, I mean, if that works well, that could make a great experience. But if it doesn't work well, that should, you know, that they should rate that accordingly. So, I mean, added features should give them, you know, more points, in my opinion.
You heard it here first.
It doesn't mean it's a better version. It just means they have options that Xbox doesn't have a built-in speaker in their controller. So
hold on.
it
Does
makes
Nintendo
so
have
you're
a
talking
built-in
about
speaker on their
features.
controller? Here's an 86. Here's the Nintendo 90. Does Nintendo have the built-in speaker?
That's 6 reviews. Again, dude, you can't compare 6 dudes to 63 dudes.
I can 100% compare them. You
No,
have
you
never heard of
can't.
T-tables and statistics?
Get out of here with this nonsense, man. Six schmoes that no one has ever read any articles from matters that much to you? Come on, get out of here with this nonsense. 6 schmoes.
Remember, they got the motion controller. The Switch got motion controllers.
Over 6 schmoes on the Switch, liking it more than, the 63 people that, the averages are going to, mathematically are going to be different. They got a lot more scores to go through compared to 6 people. Come on, man.
Oh man, this is why I totally favor OpenCritic, because OpenCritic doesn't distinguish between platforms. They give just the average between all platforms. This is why I'm a huge fan of OpenCritic on things. Because they stay away from that console war stuff. But then I wouldn't have this topic to talk about. So shout out to OpenCritic. Or Metacritic. So OpenCritic rates it as an overall 89. That's from all critics on all platforms, period. So yes. But we're console warring right now. So
Oh, come on, man.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so Terry, 100% can compare them. 13 dudes are the same as 63 dudes.
No, they are not.
Yeah.
No, they are not. And look, if they have added features,
Look, if I have met one gamer,
then they should hurt their score. I'm just putting that out there.
if I see one gamer play Hi-Fi Rush, I've seen them all play Hi-Fi Rush, Terry.
Oh my God. Look, 63 dudes played, on Xbox, score 87. One guy played on Luna, gave it a score of, 95.
Just because of one person.
One guy.
Hey, 95 is good.
Xbox tax.
I know, right?
Xbox tax.
Guy on Luna, he's the end all be all. Everything's ruined. The sky is falling because, Axel says so.
That's right. Don't be mad that I can see where the statistics are going, Terry. Don't be upset that I can see them.
Can
I transfer this with Terry? Can I just take the whole shift it over to Terry?
No, I don't think Terry needs the house burning on fire. I think she needs the enraged.
Oh, she needs this one?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wait. No, we got this one for Terry.
There you go. That one. Yes. Yes. Should I? Xbox tax on Hi-Fi Rush. Was I right?
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't here when that actually happened. I'm more like, what? This is more of a feature thing. Are you supposed to sing on the microphone? Because it's all about, music. That person didn't like the music, and now he does. I don't know what the heck. So right now, I really don't care. I played it. I beat it. I love it. I want to play it again. I hope there's a sequel to it. The only thing that is missing there, probably one person will play the version of MetaQuest Hi-Fi Rush, and they will give it 100. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that is
because
missing.
It was this close to their face.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So now it's close and personal. So
yes,
right. I really don't care. That person that said, one thing last time he played like 2 hours. He didn't like it. Jump.
Exactly.
I'm not even gonna.
Dude, you realize how many BS reviews I see where someone play the game for it'll be like something stupid like 0.4.
Only for the menu, and then they log off.
Hours, and they're like, "This is the worst game I ever played."
Yeah.
Like, dude, you played it for not even you played less than 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come on.
I gotta tell you, RPGs I gotta give RPGs, especially classical RPGs, at least 4 to 6 hours to determine if I'm gonna be into them. But I won't review. I'm just gonna say, if you don't draw me in between 4 to 6 hours, you're done. But let's see. Let's check in with the chat. Sappho says, so using the law of averages, more people didn't like it on Xbox. That's true. Yep. My wife says, I'm excited when Miss Coolcatterri gets triggered.
She's very formal. Your wife is very formal.
Yeah. Let's see. If they mention those features as a reason for high score, okay. If not mentioned, then it's a farce.
She
I
sounds
don't
like
know.
a
Let's see. Did they
southerner.
talk about the
That's
speaker?
not
Let's
formal.
see.
Just a southerner.
Let me look here, so everybody can see what I'm looking at here. Let's see. Speaker.
The blowing on the controller is great.
Over the controller
100.
speaker is utilized for various sound clues. There you go. Okay, speaker. And then what do they call that? Haptics.
Haptic feedback.
Yeah.
This carryover functionality from PC version of the title provides haptic feedback and adaptive trigger support.
Wow.
So the controller gives it 5 more points. The controller, Terry.
Good. See? Because, things matter.
Split the differences. Hashtag get him, Terry. Woo!
Yeah.
Maybe it's not an Xbox tax, but one guy that is an Xbox tax man. Yeah. Maybe.
Prepare your tax.
Sapple's take here. The sky isn't falling, Terry. The ground is raising. Yeah, absolutely. Well, there you go. And shout out to Falso924. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. We appreciate you.
Hiya.
Okay, so moving on with the topic.
It's rising from all those Axel tears. That's what that is.
Oh man. Stop flooding it, Axel.
I'm flooding it. Yes. Okay, so moving on. So again, this is part of a topic that I had going here that I seem to have lost. So if you remember, I said that games, because Xbox is bringing games over to PlayStation and they're going to have the better version of it, that third parties won't support Xbox, because if Xbox doesn't care about Xbox, why should they? So Idle Sloth, I saw this on Idle Sloth. He said that Jamama Games, I love that name, Jamama.
Oh, that's how it
has released a statement to the Italian media explaining why the Xbox version of Enotria, the last song, is not coming at launch. Now, I just want to recap to everybody Enotria. Enotria was shown at the Tokyo Game Show on the Idea of Xbox stage. It is a Souls-like game, so I know nobody here was going to play it except me, right? And it was advertised on Xbox. It was announced for Xbox, and now suddenly it's skipping Xbox. So this is from Xbox Era Fort96, translated a press release. It's very long. Long story short says, we've been internally discussing the simultaneous release on all platforms for some time. I'm sorry to have communicated it only now, but it's a choice that was made recently, and I was officially informed that releasing on all platforms would have entailed a decline in the general quality of the product, as well as further delay of the product, right? I want you to know that the delay caused by launch on the same day as one of our competitors gave us the opportunity to take more time to further improve the product. This led to raising the bar, and I, as CEO, am responsible for the final quality of the product. Yeah, sure. Okay. I've dealt with lots of CEOs. Trust me. You guys don't touch a line of code.
Everybody else.
Yeah, you don't touch a line of code. I know it. That's it. I would never allow a game to release discreetly on all platforms. I prefer the game to be perfect on 2 platforms rather than discreet on 3.
What the heck does he mean by discreet?
It's Italian. I don't know what Italians mean, not indiscreet.
Out
The
there,
closest we have to
back-
Italian is Dreadpool, who is Greek.
discreet.
Back Google Translate.
He doesn't want to open the doors and let it out into the street. That's all.
Into this discreet. Into the
He might
street.
get hit by a car.
That's right. Hey, I'm gaming here.
That's like a Chef Boyardee language.
Yeah. Let's see. Once we release the game, we will also get to work on the Xbox version and the DLC, so we can give the game to Microsoft users. The choice fell on PS5 rather than Xbox simply because we have a relationship with our partners in Asia, Sega, who, by the way, has great partnership with Xbox. I don't know what he's talking about here. With whom we have agreements that we want to respect as a matter of respect for them. We want to respect as a matter of respect for them. Wow. This is definitely translated. As you all know, the Asian market is largely dominated by PlayStation, so PS5 was the most logical choice.
I mean, that does make sense.
Yes.
However,
tell that to Cliffy B.
I would like to clarify some things. Jamama,
That's not how you say
Games.
that. That's not how you say that at all.
That's how I'm pronouncing it. I don't care. Their game's not coming. Dogma Games is an independent software house that has never been financed by anyone, including Microsoft. Some accusations that have been made by some users are bordering on a lawsuit regarding this issue. Oh no. Jamama, instead of making a game, is going to sue people. Let's see. I hope that everything is clear now and that the Xbox community doesn't get angry about my forced choice.
Pretty sure this wasn't forced.
I'm 100% sure this wasn't forced. All right, so
sure?
Jamama has said that your Xbox sucks. And all right, so let's go over some reasons. So he's saying discrete, in other words, versions that didn't match, right? So that could just tell me that they're not putting much effort into Xbox, right? If he's saying like, oh, it would be discrete, it would be discrete, it would be discrete, that just tells me that your game, again, is not optimized well. They're probably, I think he used that instead of saying the word Series S.
No.
You know?
So
Go ahead.
my interpretation when he's using the word discrete, based on how he's explaining the popularity of PlayStation in Japan, I think he means discrete as in users. It would be not enough people playing it on Xbox. So it would be like an unknown game on Xbox.
So he's just guessing that we're not going to play it.
I think, when he says discrete, it means, it would be it would be unknown. It would, it would be there, but nobody would know about it, kind of a thing. There wouldn't be enough players.
Unless he's saying unobtrusive.
Or this guy just doesn't know what the word discrete means, and he just,
Well, it's translated. Maybe it's not
Says
supposed
here-
to be the
or,
word discrete.
or it could be lost in translation. Who knows?
Yeah, it could be lost in translation. So-
Capable of preserving prudent silence.
Yeah. So it was translated.
Uncontested.
Shout out to that guy on Xbox Era who translated this. So this game was you wear certain masks and your abilities change with the mask. There was something like 1,200 masks or something like that to wear.
1,200
with
masks.
equipment.
Good lord.
Yeah, so it's a Souls-like, and it is now skipping Xbox. And again, this was at the Tokyo Game Show official gameplay review. This is from the official Xbox ID at Xbox.
Woo, lies of P.
So, is this going to be a thing now, going forward, with everybody just skipping Xbox? Why can't I submit this poll? There it is. Is this going to be normal now? Because, Baldur's Gate 3 released differently on the Series S and the Series X and came out before that, even though it was announced. Stellar Blade, which was originally announced for Xbox, is now an exclusive. And Jamama has said that their game is going to come to Xbox some later date. They didn't even say when. And they said, oh, we're going to be working on DLC and the Xbox version at the same time. But they never said that Xbox is going to be the DLC or that it's going to be the same version. Maybe it's going to be a trash version. Like, this could be another thing. Xbox could be getting the trash versions of games. Terry, what do you think?
What?
I mean, are you okay with your mama giving you the trash version of games and giving your sister the good versions of games?
I don't know if that's what they're doing. I feel like that's not what they're saying. I don't think this has anything to do with performance. I think this literally has to do with customer size.
Okay. Shaddai, what do you think about your mama?
They are pulling a Larian Studios type. We don't have anything from the Xbox. Then later on, they have it for the Xbox because they're trying to optimize it the way, correct way. That's the way I interpret it. Even though he's trying to use that mumbo jumbo, which is true, the Asia thing, PlayStation, whatever. But knowing that they're a company and they want to make that money, they know that in the United States, Xbox is king. So if they want to get that money, they will make the Xbox version also. So I think they're trying to pull that Larian Studio type decisions. Xbox on the last minute, unless I doubt it's gonna be this, but they're trying to make that excuse that they're having problems optimizing it on the Series S, like they did with Baldur's Gate.
You think so?
I
don't know, man.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't know about that part, but usually they trying to use that excuse because they got to do 2 excuses.
I find that to be the worst of all excuses. Just kind of do your job and optimize.
But remember, they're trying to use that excuse so many times.
Yeah,
and this is one of those that probably is it. It's just they don't want to, they don't want to announce it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not surprised that they will make an Xbox version, but at their own time.
Yeah,
I can see that.
It could be. Dread, what do you think? Do you think that more games are going to skip Xbox or just release later on Xbox? Like Xbox is going to become the non-priority console.
It already is.
Yeah, it already is.
It already is.
Do you think it's going to be even worse? I guess is the question.
I think it all depends on if you ask people that look into the deception from Xbox, from PlayStation to exclude Xbox, because PlayStation likes to say, well, we have these numbers. Cliffy B, as I pointed out before, they literally had just said it themselves. In respect to Sega, we are going to stay here in the Japanese market because PlayStation is bigger in this market. Well, again, is it or is it not? We don't know. If you look at console sales, I've already proven it before. Many people have bought multiple consoles before because they bought the next iteration, right? So the next iteration was the God of War. The next iteration was Spider-Man. They bought all those separate style of consoles. It's the same console. It's still a PlayStation 4, but they bought like 4 or 5 of them, right? It's still one person. So reality is you're only going to sell to that one person. That's why they only have like at the max a 10% what the heck's it called?
Market share?
10%, no, not market share. 10% of the consoles have games. So attachment rate, a 10%
attachment rate. Okay, yeah.
So when you have that should tell you something. Xbox has a higher attachment rate than that. Nintendo definitely has a much higher attachment rate. I mean, Wii U Sports was one of the prime ones, but it came with the console. Breath of the Wild also came with a higher attachment rate. Why? Oh, that's right. Because not only did it come out with the Switch, they came out with a Wii version that a lot of people forgot that the Wii also got Breath of the Wild. So when you look at those attachment rates, there's a difference. But overall, Cliffy B found out the hard way. It's not just the attachment. It's not just the console sale. It's the attachment rate. It's the user base. So however many users are actually in their ecosystem. So if I have 5 consoles, right, I've got 2 Series X's, but I've got 3 players here in this household, right?
Yeah.
But if you count all the Xboxes I have, I've got 5 Xboxes. The OG one, the series. The 2 Series X's, the 1X. You know what I mean? So when you look at it, there's only 3 of us out of the 5 consoles that nobody's playing. So 2 of them are counted for nothing. They're not doing nothing. So when you look at that, there's that difference. So saying Enotria to the Xbox is just it is nothing new. I mean, it's happened before. There's a lot of games that have said the same thing, that they're not going to go to Xbox because they're going to go to PlayStation. They're thinking that they're going to get more money off the bat than going to Xbox. That's their decision. I'm not going to tell them which way they need to go because they have to do what they think is right for them. And if Xbox does not seem to have the numbers for them to stay alive, then I understand that. That's and for them to do that, it could be the wrong decision. But again, that's their choice to make, whether it's a good or bad decision, because maybe they weren't offered Game Pass, and if Game Pass was the bag that they needed to survive, and they're looking at it going, hey, I'm not getting that bag up front, I'm just going to avoid it. So maybe, there's a lot of things we don't know, and that's the problem, is we don't know what happened behind the scenes, other than the fact that we do see, and we did see it here, even in his writing, that PlayStation has more sales. So there's a higher player base, according to them, in the Japanese market. So they're looking exclusively at Japanese market right now.
If they really wanted a Japanese market, they go Nintendo.
Right. But again, if you're looking at only the Japanese market, maybe to them that is truthful, that they're not going to be buying it on Xbox. They're going to be buying it on PlayStation. So if they're only looking at that small demographic, that could be a plus for them. Maybe they're not looking at it like it's going to sell anywhere else. So we don't know the thing. I do think it's a bad look to be presented and accept the presentation of your game like that. It's like I said it before on Friday. When you go to Wendy's, you want a chocolate Frosty. You don't want a strawberry Frosty. You don't want a vanilla Frosty. You're there for what Frosties were. We used to go there for the Frosties and fries. They changed their fries. Nobody likes their fries anymore. I don't care how great they're. Yeah, the fries suck.
Yeah.
What?
They suck compared to what they used to be. You go to Arby's. you go there for the
Arby's curly fries. Yeah.
Right. You don't go there for the crinkle cut fries, do you? I hate that when they ask you, do you want crinkle cut fries? No, I want the curly fries.
No, they call it home fries.
No.
I used to work at Arby's. They call them home fries.
Home fries. Okay.
Home fries are different.
Look here, homeboy.
For some reason, they put it like that, but I know which one you're talking about. But yeah, they call them home fries.
Anyways, keep going, Dread.
But that's the thing. You go to certain places for a staple. So if you're seeing an advertisement, that's why you go there. That's why PlayStation advertises, hey, Red Dead Redemption 2 exclusive, small little hat attachment.
Limited.
You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing, and that's part of the thing. And doing stuff like this is a bad look on one side, because it looks like you took money from Xbox to advertise for you.
Yeah, I mean, that advertising,
but they've even
being
said
on
that
the showcase is advertising money, right?
Yeah, but
Even
they're
if
saying
they
that they
didn't have
didn't
to pay
accept
it.
any money from Microsoft. So what did you do? Was this another one of those things? There was another game that failed that pulled this to and they admitted that they did it for attraction. They went to Xbox and said, oh yeah, we're going to go on Xbox, but now we're going to pull back and we're not going to go to Xbox. And they got extra free marketing because people were like up in arms about this. So maybe this is another ploy like that to get attention to the game. Because I remember this game barely, because only the fact that you were interested and none of us liked it. None of us wanted to play it.
Nobody was interested other than me. You're absolutely correct on that.
That's the only reason why. So maybe this is something that they're pulling. Who knows? I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. We will never know why they do this stuff. And a lot of this stuff is games to them on how to collect as much money as possible. So if they gotta throw a little snide comment out there, they'll do that. They've done it before. Not these people, but not Joe Mama. But
Joe Mama Games.
You
are now in the trash.
You just.
I mean, look. Okay, so here's the Jamama website, right? Sorry about this. Let me get rid of that. And I'm just scrolling. Oh, sorry, I must have passed it. Here it is. Select a platform. PS5 has a highlight. Steam has a highlight. Xbox doesn't have anything. And Epic Games.
Even Epic Games has it, which tells you something.
Like,
they didn't fully delete it.
They might as well. I mean, why not?
So maybe
at this point, why not?
Still,
You
up
think
for
okay?
discussion.
So people who want to play this game, you think they're gonna wait for it to come
Yes.
come to Xbox, and at that, it's good. They basically already made
How many games
the
that are sold
comment
like
that's saying
not the
that
last
it's
one.
going to be a discrete. In other words, it's not going to match
Discrete.
the.
They will
the,
discreetly. It'll discreetly.
It's not going to be
launch
the
on
same as the
Xbox.
PC
But,
or PlayStation version. It's going to be the. I mean, they might as well have said it's going to be the inferior version. They might as well have said it right now
oh my gosh,
on
man.
here. They might as well have said it.
Look, I think they have a point when when it comes to these this genre. It's kind of niche on its own because a lot of people don't like these sadistic, permadeath, gotta go and fight for 10 hours to kill one guy. Most gamers aren't into that. It does have its player base, and certain ones do very well. But again, I feel like majority of those players are not even on Xbox, so they may be justified to being like, maybe it's not worth the investment putting it on a console that's going to give us very poor sales. I mean, business wise,
Yeah.
I know
It's not like it
you
was
don't
gonna be
like to hear it, but
exclusive. It's not like it was going to be exclusive, Terry.
like Dread said, we literally watched the thing. You were the only person that was interested. Even I remember when we had the chat, majority of the chat wasn't even interested because they do not play this genre. So I feel like it's justified if Xbox gamers, the majority, give no F's about this game, then maybe it'd be a bad idea to sell it to people who will not buy it.
So what you're trying to say is,
since you are primarily an PC gamer when it comes to certain games, how about you go play this game on PC where the PC gamers actually give a damn about this genre? How about that, Axel?
So you're trying to say they should change the genre from being a masochist to be an actual RPG and everybody will buy it?
So just to clarify, Terry's telling me to get rid of my Xbox and go to PC.
No, I didn't say get rid of that.
Where this is going back to my conversation where Xbox is going to get less and less and less, and there's no reason to get an Xbox
on PC. And then for people who do play console, they will be predominantly on PlayStation. I feel like they're making a justifiable business decision.
I think you're right. Right, that console gamers will be primarily on PlayStation because Xbox is porting all their games over.
No,
not
you're adding
so third
stuff.
parties are not prioritizing the console. And as I said, I will always be an Xbox gamer. I will always be subscribed.
They don't even have it on Switch,
but I'll be on the PC. And you just told me to go to the PC, not stay on my Xbox. Where
you know what? Because you're not going to be playing a Souls-like game on Switch. Like, who would want to do that? Those games are hard already.
They do have Dark Souls.
I literally bought Dark Souls for the Switch for like the third time.
Yeah. And how much have you played on the Switch versus the other platforms you played it on?
But at the end of the day, they do have it.
So when you did the poll, it was like 99% said no, and then 1%, which was you, said yes.
Yes, exactly. That's what happened.
Oh my god!
So where's the sales going to be?
We got more Axel tears right here. That's what it is.
Again, it's
yo, man,
my
we're
whole thing
overflowing.
It's a deceptive practices. And Axel's being deceptive right now. He's saying because
I've always said this.
Nobody's playing this game because everything's getting ported elsewhere. So nobody's going to want to play it here. That's where he's being deceptive. You heard it here first.
Look, a game like this is going to do better on PC because because they can mod it, and then people who generally don't like the genre, they can play it because they can make it easier for them to play it.
Now we know why he's a Broncos fan. He's a hooved pony.
Oh my god.
That actually makes sense.
Wow.
That actually makes sense.
Hold on. I am
pretty much he's galloping.
So I'm going to find this one where you said that I said it. When was the idea at Xbox? I don't even remember.
Oh boy, your wife. See, now your wife is trying to back you up in a situation.
Hold on, let me see here. All right, let me catch up with the chat so I can catch up to see what my wife says. Right. Shout out to RWK88. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. We appreciate you. DE definitely brings up a good point. You got to ask how much code was specific to Xbox at the time. Probably none. That's why they got rid of it. Is it on Nintendo? If not, then Sony paid to keep it off out of the platforms. You're probably right. You're probably right. Let's see. Dreadpool says games have been skipping Xbox for a long time. Yes, and that has always been the problem. And now, as I said, now that Xbox games are going to go to PlayStation, and yes, more will come. They only started with 4, but trust me, more will come. More people are going to skip Xbox, and this
there
is just
are indies. There are indies that skip PlayStation, and there are indies that skip Nintendo as well. You don't got to read into it.
That were announced.
Yeah.
Show me. Find one and show me. Let's see. They're playing third-party games only on Xbox. Game Pass time or permanent, not big. Not every third-party game has to be on Xbox. Agreed, but they weren't announced. What are you doing, Dread?
I'm looking over the sign.
Oh, I see what you're doing. All right. Let's see. The last indie to skip Xbox, that studio made the Quantum Error, and look how that turned out. I don't think they ever announced that they were coming to Xbox. They just said that Xbox was a potato, and that's why they weren't coming. But they never announced it on Xbox, and they never advertised on Xbox. That's definitely different. Yeah. Xbox needs to make games. It's been dry AF since late 2019. Yeah.
And Xbox is making games. So whether or not games take 6 years to go elsewhere, does it matter?
Yeah. And Fastback brought up my point, and I said this too. Is Nintendo big in Asia? If so, why not Nintendo? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right. Hypocrisy.
Let's see. The Game Complainers brings up a good point. Why does Phil Spencer keep allowing these companies to advertise on their stage and pull out of the console later? Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that part needs to stop.
Yes,
probably
absolutely.
He wasn't expecting it. That's a problem.
And Remake Station 5 says, who cares? The game looks like garbage. Nobody on PS5 will buy it.
He's true. It's true.
Shout out to Remake Station 5. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. We appreciate you. Shout out to Silverback. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. I think this is the first time I see you here. So thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you.
I know, right?
Or maybe this was a bad idea.
Maybe the S.
Yeah.
The S, Series S.
No, I don't think the S was a bad idea.
No, the S was not a bad idea, no. Let's see. This was shown on an Xbox show. Sony paying for that Xbox tax. Yeah. Let's see. Remake Station says, if Final Fantasy whatever with millions in advertising sells like crap, this game will sell like crap. I think if an indie sold 1 million, they'd be happy. Square Enix is sad if it sells less than 20 million or something like that.
Well, look at Final Fantasy, right?
Yeah.
$70 game. Didn't do so hot. Helldivers. Yeah. What was it, $30, $40 game?
So, but on PC.
Blew up
on
still.
PC the most.
Still blew up.
But it still blew up. All right. Cyber Gunther says, what up, Pons? Hold on, Terry. I'm not caught up yet. Cyber Gunther says, what up, Pons? What's going on, Cyber Gunther? Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. Let's see. Let's see. Come to PC, Axel. I might, man. I just might. Shout out to Crazy Greek Dude. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. We appreciate you. PC Game Pass. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Axel, the Tim Dog Disciple. Not that hard, man. I'm never going to leave Xbox. I'm just going to, I'm always going to be an Xbox gamer. It's just, will I always be an Xbox console gamer is what I'm getting at. My beautiful wife says, OMG war.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow, Remake Station. Wow. Why are you wearing an Xbox hat? Just put on the PlayStation dog collar. That's right.
That was great.
He's a Bronco fan, Terry. They don't know anything about winning. Let's see. Louis V and my beautiful wife says, my husband is right. I stand for Axel. Absolutely. Thank you so much. This is why we're married. We're one team. Fastback says, I'm not interested because I never heard of it, but if you want to gain interest on Xbox, then put it on Game Pass. At least, they advertised it on Xbox. That's the part that gets to me.
Yeah.
Let's ride, ponies. Hey, he's now over at the Steelers. You got to go talk to the Steelers about the Let's Ride.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. People on PC won't even play this crappy game. Good luck to this company. Wow. I don't know. It looks good. I still stand that it looks good. I'm just upset. I'm upset. As Terry said, I'm being emotional.
Are you buying this game?
Trailer.
Are you buying this game?
Am I buying this game?
Yeah.
No, I'm not buying this on PlayStation. I bought my PlayStation for first-party PlayStation games only.
So did I.
Well, it's a sort of first party.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Let's see. Let's see. Did you know that Dragon's Dogma 2 runs best on Xbox? Yeah. It's awesome. I'm just trying to catch up with all the chat, guys. Let me see. Yeah, Fastback. It sounds like this dev was deceitful with Xbox, so it's not Xbox's fault. We'll see when this game comes out how well it will do. Well, no one's going to buy it on Xbox because, as Terry said, if I want to play it, I'm going to play it on PC. I'm not going to wait for it to come out if I'm going to buy it, right? Before it comes out on Xbox. And if it comes, like I said, when it comes out on Xbox, it's going to be a discrete version. So, yeah. Let's see. So no PS5 third-party exclusive, no Final Fantasy 7. Oh, Final Fantasy is the only reason. So I bought my PlayStation for first-party and Final Fantasy games, and that's it. And that's it. And I think my chat froze again. Oh, my God. Oh, no, it didn't. Okay, caught up. All right, let's see. Xbox can't force every dev to put their game a really good way to burn bridges with Xbox in the process. What? Oh, another chat loaded. Xbox can't force every dev to put their game on Xbox. There are plenty of devs who want to, yes. It sounds like this dev studio found a really good way to burn bridges with Xbox in the process. I think so. I did get Silent Cypher. I think I got him, right? Well, here he is anyway. Shout out to Silent Cypher. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. We appreciate you. Yeah. All right, Terry, go ahead. Take it away.
Okay, so
All right, let me hear it. Let me hear it.
games that were announced to release on Nintendo Switch that got canceled after being released everywhere else. And one, Steep, Ubisoft game. Originally came out on PC, PlayStation 4,
Wait, what was this
and
game?
Xbox One. Steep. It was their snowboarding game.
Yeah, I remember Steep. Okay, yeah.
It was announced to come out on all platforms. All right, it released on every platform except for Switch when they then later canceled it. A few months after it released everywhere else, they decided, okay, guess what, guys? We're no longer releasing on Nintendo Switch. So sorry, not happening.
Okay.
All right. RoboCop Rogue City was announced to release on the Switch, PlayStation 5, and the Xbox Series S along with PC in 22, and then it got canceled for the Switch. Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire released on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One while being announced to go also on the Switch, but 2 years after release everywhere, they decide to cancel putting it on the Switch. All right. Marvel's Midnight Suns released on every platform, being announced to go on every platform. A year after it released everywhere else, they canceled releasing it on the Switch. All right. And it goes on. There's Deliver Us to the
So
Moon.
no PlayStation 5 skips, huh?
Evil Dead the game, Final Fantasy 15, and more games were announced to go on the Switch and then later got canceled. So this is not the first time this has happened. Okay, it's not an
We're not console warring against the Switch. We're console warring against Team Blue.
No, I said there were plenty of games that have been announced on the other platforms and canceled, and you said
But you couldn't find a single example of a PlayStation.
So you want me to find PlayStation now? You're not happy. I just pulled a whole bunch out of the hat right here for Switch. That's not good enough. That's not good enough.
I'd agree with them that the Switch doesn't count.
The Switch doesn't count.
It's like asking for the devs to still make a game for the 360 or the PS3, and then finding out that they skipped it. So that's where I'm looking at it. Yeah. So Switch doesn't count.
Cyber Hunter
right,
says, okay, just got some cool
games.
Terry. Oh my goodness. The Switch can't run those games. That's why they got canceled.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Well, look at what was it? The Witcher 3. How poorly. It was amazing on how well it run, but how poorly it was compared to the other console.
Skyrim also got ported to the Switch, but it was at like 200p or something like that.
Yeah,
resolution. I mean,
again, they found ways around it, but they weren't the optimal way to play.
Well, I mean, look at Mortal Kombat. I think 11 came out on the Switch.
That one. Yep.
Yep. It's very Switchish. on the Switch.
Mortal
That's
Kombat
the way
on
I'll
the,
say it.
Mortal Kombat on your phone plays better than it plays on the Switch.
Oh man.
And we're talking
Well, I
about
mean,
a
the
flip
Switch
phone.
is using a what is it? The Tegra
Yeah, the Tegra.
processor, and that it is now 8 years old. Let's see, the Switch is
No, it's
6
older than
years old, and the Tegra was already out, so it's 7 years old. The Tegra is 7 years old.
I want to say Tegra's older than that.
So yeah, you know, there you go. Let's see. DE brings up a good point. Hell, Disney One abandoned the PS3 360 version for what was it? The Taken King. Yeah, that's right. The Taken King was exclusive to my Xbox One, because I remember I bought the Taken King collector's edition for that, and it was amazing. Yes. Yeah. And the game complainer is always with the technical. The Tegra X1 is in the OU. Dreadpool is right. Yeah, so there you go. It is older.
Yeah, it came out, the APX 2500, the first Tegra, was in 2008.
So yeah, you know, and of course, I think Nintendo has done amazing things with that Tegra, as I do love my Switch. But
are we including the entire PlayStation brand, or are you trying to nitpick on a certain console?
Well, then the Tegra
let's
X1
speak
was
to something
2015.
within. Let's give you a 10-year limit.
Because let me tell you, all these PlayStation Portable games that got canceled.
There you go.
No, I don't think that counts.
I think
We're
that
talking
counts.
the consoles. There's no Xbox Portable.
Well, hey, PlayStation includes all of their handhelds as console sales. So therefore, if they, announce the game for the PlayStation Portable and then they cancel it, I think that counts. Those are console
way
sales
that's not
for the
gonna
PlayStation, man.
That is the most ridiculous argument. Let's see. Doggy Dog says he's busting out his PS2 to play Rise of the Ronin. Oh yeah, that's right. Rise of the Ronin got called that it has PS2 graphics. Yeah, that's right. Anyways, okay, while Terry's looking for that, Dreadpool, we had a poll of how the people feel about Enotria, the last song. If they think it's the only one that's going to do it.
Okay, the poll: are more Xbox announced games going to be deprioritized Xbox consoles? And 100% said Axel is wrong.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Wrong poll. It says yes. It is the beginning. That is 42%, and it is tied with the I don't care about indie skipping. Also 42%. And the other 15% said, nah, this is the only one in 2024. So that's not too bad, considering we are on a different level here on the panel. We all agree that Axel is wrong. Also, I mean, wrong poll again.
I'm the lone person here that sees that has seen this. Where the statistical future was going to lead this to.
And there's a 2% that love your wife no matter what, even though she's supporting you.
Oh, well, I love my wife no matter what. No matter what.
There's the one there on the other one.
Well, where's the one? What? Where?
It's a poll I ran separately that you weren't watching.
Oh, I was.
It would have been 3% had Death Dealer been here.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, so the whole point of this was because Xbox has put it out there that, hey, maybe our games are going to be ported over to PlayStation. Hey, our games are going to be, maybe they'll be over there, and they opened that Pandora's box. Nobody did it. They did it, right? By porting Sea of Thieves, Pentiment, Hi-Fi Rush, and Grounded over to Team Blue. They opened up this door of, hey, you know what? Console exclusives aren't important to us. We are going where the gamers are. So Enotria, I mean, essentially that's what he said here, that he's basically going to where the gamers are, skipping Xbox to do exactly what Xbox themselves said, going to where the gamers are. And this could, in my opinion, this is the first of what is going to become normal. Games that are announced for Xbox are now going to be released on Xbox in either later in a fragmented state or a worse state, because if Xbox don't care about Xbox, why should third party care about Xbox? We have always said that if Xbox can't hit 60, if Xbox can't do it, why should third party devs hit 60 FPS, right? If it's not important to them, it's not important to anyone else.
I got one for you, Axel.
All right, let me hear it. Let me hear it, Terry.
Gotham Knights, originally announced for PS4, got canceled. Only released on PS5. Boom.
Did it release? Did it release on Xbox One?
No, they canceled on Xbox One too. But still, you said announced and got canceled. It was announced and got canceled.
How about this one here? Cyberpunk 2027 or 2077. It was announced and then pulled back out.
Yes.
Of sales on the PS4.
That's right. It was pulled back out for launching in such a terrible state. Yeah.
So what did they do? They that's right. The series.
So wait a minute, DE, you're saying the PlayStation 4 is not a platform, it's a generation? So I'm pretty sure it's a platform and a generation.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, all right. Well, that's going to do it for that topic. And again, in my opinion, I think this is just the first of many. But hopefully I'm wrong. As I've always said, even though I can see where this is going, I hope that Xbox does something to prove me wrong. Because I want them to. I want Team Xbox to come out on top. I want their consoles to sell as many as ever, to sell it more than the Xbox 360 ever did. And I really think Xbox really needs to focus on how to sell those consoles. And when games skip your console, a lot of games made in Asia skip Xbox already. When games that are announced for your console suddenly skip, that doesn't look good. And when you don't prioritize your own console, it gives people less and less reason to buy into your console, in my opinion. I'm being told I'm wrong, but that is my opinion. Let's see. Yeah. Sappho's right. Still Cheeks was announced for Xbox and got money had it. Yeah, that's true. That's true. News flash for this developer. PlayStation gamers don't play games unless the game is $30. They killed their own game before it was released. Oh, I didn't know that one. Let's see. And Splendifer says, I love this panel. Yes, I love this panel too.
You better, damn it.
My wife says, today's fun. Even if husband got so many objections, Your Honor. Objections. Yeah. Yeah. We are there. And that's all. Dreadpool wants to run a poll. Type 1 if you think I'm wrong. Type 2 if you think the rest of the panel is right. So clarify for them what they're voting on, Dread.
They're voting on your opinion about Xbox going third party because it's opened the floodgates, and this is why indie games are going across. But you notice how I did that, right?
Yeah, the Axel tears are flooding the floodgates. Yep.
But again, 1, if Axel is wrong. 2, if we, the rest of the panel, are correct.
And 3, if you think I'm right.
But that would be the same thing. If he's
exactly
wrong,
yeah, that's exactly what he did.
So either way, I'm right.
That's right. No matter what, he's right. Push 3, guys. Push 3 if you don't like those options. Yeah. All right. With that being said, guys, I think that's going to be it for today, unless anybody has anything else to say about any of the topics we had today. Terry.
What?
Anything else to say about any of the topics? Nope. All right.
No, I think we covered everything, and we had some good fun.
Yeah.
I do have to add to the topics. It hurts me though. It hurts me that you guys don't have the same love as I do for this chat.
Unbelievable. We love the chat. That's why everybody in the chat is the MVP.
Yes, they are.
Absolutely. Eternal Shaddai, anything else on any of the topics?
No, I do not.
All right. And again, guys, we will not have a show next week. It is Easter Sunday. I will be in church, so there will be no Good Morning Xbox next week. So the week after, we will be covering 2 weeks worth of news. So it might be an extra long episode. We'll see. With that being said, guys, we wouldn't be able to have this show without you guys, the chat. And that's why you guys, the chat, will always be the MVP to any of the shows here on the Iconic Video Games channel. With that being said, we're going to get out of here. I'm Axel1324.
And I'm correct. No, I'm kidding. Cool Cat Terry.
This should have been correct, Cool Cat Terry.
Yeah, correct. Cat Terry.
I'm the correct Cat Terry. Axel's wrong.
And I am the inquisitive, but also correct Dreadpool.
And I'm the eternal discreet.
Tell discreet. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. We're going to get out of here. Bye, everybody.